everybody, and welcome to a dope wild ride with Steve-O. We got Lance Armstrong, and believe it or not, we discuss his doping scandal. And I just wanted to debate with him about whether or not performance-enhancing drugs should just be legal in sports, right? I mean, what fan does not want to see a performance enhanced by the athletes in their favorite sport? You know, like, it's incredible what his position is on this, and just how candid he is. I mean, this guy like discusses his legacy. I mean, that's really like kind of at the core of our conversation. Like, his legacy is evolving, you know, and what it's evolving towards, and how the history will ultimately view him. It's just a fascinating thing that we discuss. And this guy does not do podcasts, like, not a lot of them, and you just don't hear from him. What an honor it was to be able to sit down with him and just let it ride, you know, unfiltered. I knew I wasn't going to hurt his feelings. I knew I wasn't going to offend him. I know how tough his skin is, and I just let it ride, man. This was an honor. This was absolutely dope. So let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the universe, I bring to you the most famous cyclist ever to live, Lance Armstrong.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Man, it's
I heard you're a cyclist.
I am.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty prolific, man. I'm on Strava.
I heard. Okay, I'll check it out.
I'm big on my Whoop band. That's what really turned it all around for me, is like the fitness tracking device, gamifying fitness.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's come a long ways, the way we can measure these things that, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. Like, we had sleep trackers 25 years ago, right?
What did that look like?
Oh, it certainly didn't look like a Whoop band or an Oura ring, right? You had almost like a little mini headband that you would put on, had cables attached, so not wireless, and you would try to go sleep, which you can figure that out. That didn't lead to great sleep. So
I've done sleep studies.
Yeah, so it was like a less involved sleep study, but sleep study is the same. Like, it's
very difficult.
It's pretty
to
much a
fall
guarantee
asleep.
you're going to sleep like shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways,
so dude, so much to your story, man. It's pretty incredible. I watched the Lance 30 for 30 2-part documentary on Netflix, but presumably it came out, you know, quite a bit sooner on ESPN.
On ESPN, 5 years before it dropped on.
Okay,
on
wow.
Netflix.
And man, I kind of have an aversion to fiction. I just feel like so much stuff has happened. Like, why waste your time studying stuff that didn't happen? You know, like, it's just more interesting if it's true. So I watch all just docu stuff, and I really just kind of can't stand when a documentary about somebody is just crawling up their ass and tugging on their nuts, you know, and man,
nut in my sense.
Yeah, like it. Nut. I like that. The uni ball.
The Juan Pelota. No, but I know where you're going with that.
Yeah,
like
it's just like so many people have these sugar-coated documentaries, and you just so evidently did not.
I don't know if you know that to be true, or if you just picked up on that. And I certainly don't want to bag on anybody else's documentary, because a lot of the greats have made documentaries, right? Documentaries. I mean, and I'm like you. I watch a ton of documentaries,
right?
Like, and a lot of weird shit. You know, the Gabby Petito documentary. I was like glued to that.
Oh my god, true crime is my
true
shit.
Crime. No, bro. Do you want to come over and watch Dateline tonight? I crack these cases. Anyways,
I love it.
But you know, like I thoroughly, like, I enjoyed The Last Dance.
Sure.
I enjoyed Beckham's documentary. And whether or not or to what degree they were involved, I don't know. I mean, but I, with the 30 for 30 that I did originally with ESPN and in the process, I mean, I had no control, and I thought that was, I mean, I met the director, Marina Zenovich, before we started. I felt like I had a level of trust with her that, look, I mean, go tell a true story.
Right.
And that was, is there final edit, final cut? Absolutely not.
Wait, you're saying approval over the final edit?
I didn't have any
Right.
approval.
Of course.
And so, but that's not a flex. Most people don't know that. If you sense that, you're in a small group of people that sense those things. When she first screened it for me, I fucking hated it. Right? I was like, this is a hit piece. The takeaway there is it's impossible to be the subject of an hour long, or sorry, no, that was four
3 hours.
4 hour,
Yeah.
3 or 4, whatever it was, long story of your life. You're just not going to like. I mean, it could be, say it's 4 hours, it could be 3 hours and 45 minutes of rainbows and unicorns and a little piece of stuff you don't like, and you hate the whole thing.
Sure.
It's very difficult to be the subject. None of that really matters. The film comes out. I think the most important takeaway here for me is that it comes out on ESPN, right? And so let's call that, 2019, 2020. And people's reaction was kind of like, I don't know about that, dude. Fast forward, and by the way, I didn't know they were going to put it on Netflix. Nobody told me that they were dropping this thing on Netflix. I had no idea.
So
I didn't know until I opened up Netflix to probably watch some Gabby Petito-esque documentary. I was like, holy shit. Like, my thing's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which I thought was wild, but that's fine. But people who saw it on their Netflix thought it was a new film.
Right.
So they didn't see it when it dropped on ESPN. The film is the same. The only difference is the passage of time. And so now it comes out in 2024 on Netflix. People view it as a new work. And the difference in the reaction, and I just kind of walk through life, and people will come up to me like, hey, I saw that, 5 years ago, last year, it doesn't matter. And the difference of, I think, just in kind of my own perception of how people viewed it, the passage of time was kind to the story.
Yeah.
And all the way to the extent that if 5 years ago, people were like, I don't know about that dude. Fast forward, drops on Netflix, people watching like, that guy's the fucking man. Like, it was this weird, and I'm not, and again, not flexing. It's just real lived experiences that I've had with folks, and that's pretty dope.
I mean, the very beginning where you're talking about, like, I thought people were
the
going to say
bar.
fuck you, and at the bar, like, I mean,
Liz was there. She was standing there. I don't know if I can reference people.
Sure, yeah, by all means.
She was there.
This is Liz, your photographer
Yep.
of the
Liz
last
Kreutz.
30 years.
Everybody who knows me knows Liz. Anything you see that's been shot or published of me, Liz has shot it.
Yeah, I
30
mean,
years together, so she's got a lot of stories. But she was standing there, and having known me for, at that time, 20 plus years, she was like, oh no, this is not going to go well. Like, I know him. I see him. I'm vibing off him. He wants to jump over that rail, and there's like 8 of them. He's
wow,
like,
okay.
he doesn't
You're
give a
talking
shit.
about the actual encounter you were referencing in the opening shot.
Right,
of
when
the
these
film.
people are screaming. Yeah. And we were waiting on an Uber, and she's like, and then the Uber showed up, and I'm still standing there like, I'm not getting in this Uber. Like, fuck this. I'm going over there. And she's like, Lance, get in the car.
Yeah.
Get in the car.
Now, by that
crazy.
point,
it's funny she's here.
By that point, you've had enough lawsuits that you got to have some built-in restraint when it comes to, like, physically attacking people.
And at that point, they were all, that was all behind me. You still have,
Well, understood.
yeah, but still
But-
PTSD and
Yeah, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you got to figure
But
that.
that's the only time that's ever happened, wildly enough. I mean, I would have, 12 years ago when my life shifted, I would have thought that happened every day.
Right.
And so,
It's pretty incredible how different people are in person compared to online.
yeah, well, yeah, but that's the society we
That's
live in. That's
yeah,
I used to care about those things. I don't care about that now.
right.
I mean,
So, I having like watched the story. First off, like, what was the impetus for the story for the film to be made like in the first place? Like, were you approached by
so the
ESPN?
producer, Doug Banker, came to me, and wanted to make he makes a lot of documentaries.
Sure,
a lot
and
of,
30 for 30s are
yeah,
epic.
but he's
I mean,
done
the-
other ones. He's done Untolds. He did the Johnny Manziel story on
Right.
Untold. He's did some great films. And I've always been. I mean, I told you, I'm a sucker for those things.
Right.
And who's not if you're a sucker for documentaries and sports, then 30 for 30 is the North Star. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right. It's we took a long time to do it. It took years to make.
Yeah.
Which I like. I like spending time with
Sure.
people. I'd rather just have it be more informal and conversational. And yeah, I thought. Look, I ended up. It's funny because I grew to really love Marina, the director, during the process.
Was she the in the film it's credited as ESPN writer with the blonde hair? No. Okay.
No, but she's done some big. She did the Robin Williams documentary. She did the
wow.
documentary about the kind of zany religious leader in Tennessee, the lady who died in a plane crash.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I know you watched that one, dog.
Oh, dude, definitely.
It was like part of the religion, it's like you had to be skinny.
The
Anyways,
dieting church, yeah.
yeah, so she did that. But anyhow, I grew to love her, and then she showed me the film, and I was like, "Fuck this! Like, I don't ever want to talk to this lady again."
What was the? I mean, it couldn't have been about the doping that you were like, like.
No, but let me. But I don't. I want to make sure because I love sending her things. I do. I want to complete, and then I'll get to that. That was short lived. Sort of that.
Right.
That knee jerk reaction to what I'll also answer for
Sure.
you. And we're still to this day dear friends. Right. Every time she comes into Austin, we see each other. If I go to LA, I try to see her. I think she did a good job. I think she told the true
Yeah.
story, and but I think it's more So what did I not like? Right?
Yeah.
You always put look when you go set out to, or you turn over the responsibility of telling your life story, but they're going to go interview people, and there are people in my life that I think. They're not fanboys, but they know the story. And then there are other people that have been on the periphery that think they know the story, and they love being a part of that story. So they'll go to an envelope opening to tell the story, right? And so they always raise their hand to be interviewed. And so you see some of those folks, and you're like, dude.
So they let in some perspective that.
Then you weren't like. I think a good analogy or comparison is kind of the special forces, right? You have a lot of guys who were truly there. And then you have other guys that were kind of there, and then you have other people that were just never there, but they said they were there, or they pretended to be there. I don't like that. Like, if I want to know what happened, I want to talk to the people who were in the trenches.
I think we all know that when Lance Armstrong talks about the people who were in the trenches with him, he's talking about people who had a secret in that they were using performance-enhancing drugs and could get in a lot of trouble if anybody found out. But thank God that is not the case for the man who wants his performance enhanced in the bedroom. And there's no problem with people finding out if you're using Blue Chew tablets to have better sex. That's what Blue Chew tablets do. They help men have better sex. And if you want to try it, then you could get an entire month's supply completely for free. Go ahead and perform better, man. Enhance that performance. You deserve it. And Again, you can get a whole month's supply absolutely for free. All you pay is $5 for shipping. That's if you go to bluechew.com and use the promo code STEVO. Couldn't be more simple. And unlike for the cyclists, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You know, if you think it's going to help you, then go ahead and accept the help. I do, and I'm glad. So, again, go to bluechew.com and use the promo code STEVO to get this incredible deal. And with that, let's get back to it.
Right. So in my story, there's quite a few of those, right? Georgine Cappy being the most notable one, Johan Bernil, but all of these. I mean, my team in the day, and it is also, I think, apply or similar to the Special Forces. The similarity between our team, and they called us the Blue Train. And
that was the postal team?
That was the postal team.
Yeah, okay.
But we did a few years as Discovery Channel. It was the same guys. But it's similar to the Special Forces in that most of these guys, these legendary Navy SEALs, Delta Force, all those guys, if we went to war next month and somebody went to them and said, hey, guys, y'all want to go back? They all go back. Almost all of them say, hell yeah, I'm going back. These guys that were on the Blue Train, the true guys, if I said to them, hey, I know we're 50 in our 50s, but fuck it, we got this chance to go race again. You guys want to go back? Every one of them would go back. Every one of them. And so it was a special crew.
Yeah. It's crazy. Is there a cycling league for people in their 50s?
No, it's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not I think people have thought about that. I mean, the answer is no. You mean like a senior tour or a master's tour?
For sure.
No.
How often are you
Not
cycling
even close.
now?
I ride a fair amount. I mean, we live in Austin full time. It's the city has changed. There's been growth, there's been development, there's been construction, there's been traffic. So it is not. I moved here in 1989. So riding a bike here is different than it was in 1989 or 99 or 09. But I spend the summers in Colorado. So I ride my mountain bike basically every day in the summer.
Do you do Zwift?
I do. I prefer to ride outside, but I've got the whole Zwift set up. And
Yeah, let me not alienate anybody. Zwift is for a stationary bike where, you set up an iPad on it and you want to go ride through the actual streets of London, England, and you're on it.
It's a more serious version of Peloton. It's a Peloton you have in a gym at a hotel. Zwift is also gamified. So if you're out, it's just a more serious version of Peloton. And way more interactive, right? So
got really cold in Tennessee. And
so Zwift is your best option.
I mean, dude, no matter what gloves I'm wearing, my fingers just hurt. It's too cold. And so I go and set up a gym inside my house.
Yep.
And I just find the Zwift is harder work than riding outside. It really.
Well, yeah. The biggest difference is if you ride outside, especially if you ride on the road, you stop and coast more than you know.
Sure.
Right? So any little downhill, you're coasting. You're not pedaling. You are just sitting on the bike. That's not very hard. If you come to a red light, you're just standing there.
Yep.
So you don't get any of that with Zwift. You're constantly pedaling and you're never stopping.
Right. I love it though, man. I really do.
Yeah, good.
I love cycling.
They'll love to hear that.
It's just for my knees, cycling as opposed to other certainly running. I dread running. I mean that's just death to
most
my
people
knees.
do.
Right. But in any case, now with one thing that felt really striking And, in the very beginning, they're talking about your childhood. Like your biological father leaves, and very short. I think you were like 3 years old, and that's when your stepdad enters the picture.
My mom remarried roughly at that time.
Yeah. So, kind of as a viewer, you're watching it and you think, oh, this biological father, the way he left, you just fuck this guy, like it's all, and then you see your stepdad on camera, and like just to look at him, he looks like a teddy bear. It just looks like a kind guy, I was watching with Coral here, and I said, oh, this guy, I like this guy. This guy looks like a nice guy. And then the next thing you say is, man, he used to beat the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man. But then they cut to him, and he basically says, yeah, I used to beat the crap out of him.
Yeah. Well,
and that was all that they included him in there.
Yeah. Look, I think that's a lot. I think you got to think back to the early 70s. I was born in 1971, so now my mom's pregnant in 1970. She's 16 years old. My biological father was, I don't know, maybe 17 or 18. By the way, he's no longer alive. It's hard to prepare a 17-year-old boy to be a father. We had no money. We lived in a part of Dallas, which is now kind of a hip part of Dallas. It's called Oak Cliff. It was not hip at all in 1970. It was the poorest part of Dallas. And he tapped out, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And so, but my mom was really all I needed. I mean, she's nasty, like tough. And I mean that in the best way, like tough, loving, supportive, 24/7. Like she was amazing. And she remarried and and she married, and by the way, when she remarried, she took on the name Armstrong, and I was adopted and took on the name Armstrong. So I wasn't even born Lance Armstrong. But look, he was, there's, when you think of getting the shit beat out of you, you think of like punching you in the face. It wasn't like that. It was just
disciplinary and like
overly aggressive on the discipline. But hey, shit like that. Like I have 5 kids, and so I've been through this, right? I've got a 25-year-old boy all the way down to a 14-year-old girl. So you have to discipline them at some point.
Right.
Those learnings of what not to do.
Right. Well, I think the question is how much, I guess, credit do you give to, because here in the film, your stepdad basically takes credit for making you so like disciplined and competitive, and do you think that there was like a net positive from that, like overly aggressive?
I think I think I got my discipline from my mother and my anger from him. I mean, I've lived a lot of my life with anger, and I raced and trained with anger. And for athletes, especially young athletes, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a very motivating / inspiring thing, and can be wildly productive. I think in the game of life, when you're off the pitch or off the bike or off the training or outside of training, that will not serve you well.
Right.
And so it did serve me well when I competed, but it overall that wasn't productive for me. And so I've had to find ways to put that down. And so, but no, it's, I mean, if that's credit, then give credit, right?
Right. I mean, to hear you say that, you watching some kind of sporting event and to see the people, opponents of each other, like shake hands, just to be cordial, and you're like viscerally offended by that. Well, like, how can you be cordial to your opponent?
They all hug.
I got an opponent and I'm not very cordial about it at all because this opponent is basically the devil. It's sugar. I want nothing to do with it, man. And I don't have to have anything to do with it because I eat Magic Spoon cereal, dude. It's like, this is kind of like when you were a little kid, cereal was just so awesome. And it's just like that with all these great, awesome flavors, like the cinnamon and the fruity and the frosted, except there's 0 grams of sugar per serving in it and 12 grams of protein, like 4 grams of carbs. Plus, Magic Spoon makes these treats. They're like crispy treats, and they're delicious too. Plus, they just came out with this epic granola. And again, 0 grams of sugar per serving. It's like being a little kid again, but not having any of the guilt for eating garbage. And if you want to get $5 off your order, easy. Go to magicspoon.com/Stevo. And you can also find it on Amazon and at pretty much every grocery store because it's like really becoming awesome. People are figuring out how rad Magic Spoon is. So if you want to support this podcast and just dodge that enemy of sugar, then go to magicspoon.com/Stevo. And with that, let's get back to it.
I mean, I always have a go at that on our show, and we have our tour show. It's a big show, and these guys will hug, and so I think there's a little bit of Hollywood in that,
right?
Like, these fucking guys, look at them hugging. I mean, how lame is this?
That's before the contest, right? After the contest, it's okay to be cordial, right?
No.
No.
What are you talking about? Standing around and waiting for the guy to come. You just kicked his ass and you're waiting. You're gonna hug it out? Like, come on, man. No, dude.
That's fantastic.
But I will say, I mean, even though it doesn't sound like it after what I just said, I mean, I embellished that a little bit, play it up a little bit. But yeah, I was not. We were not doling out any hugs, waiting at the finish line.
Dude, that's so so funny, man.
Yeah.
With I mean, and dude, like, okay, so the with the cancer diagnosis, that happens in like 1996.
96.
So that like I mean, it all happened like really like pretty quickly, right? Like
right down the street, right here in Austin.
Right. And I understood that you had testicular cancer. That like a few people I know that you get a testicle removed.
Yep.
But in your case, it was so much more serious, and presumably because you didn't jump on it right away. Like you've got like I've got this enlarged testicle. It really hurts. Like
I know, but I was ignoring all that, and I
And so because
just played through the pain. It hurt. I mean, it was painful, and
so it wasn't caught early. Is the point?
No, it was not. No, definitely not caught early.
Definitely not caught early. And so as a result, it wasn't just testicular cancer. Like it spreads.
Well, it was. It's the same cell type. It's just spreading throughout the body. So it even though it's in my abdomen, my lungs, my brain, that cell type is the same, right? I mean, you could try to make it really funny and say, well, you had testicular cancer on the brain or some stupid shit. I mean, but that's true. Like that cell type, which my cell type was called choriocarcinoma, is just spreading. So they're not treating just because it was in the lungs or the brain. They're not treating brain or lung cancer. They're treating that cell type of the original, the primary cancer.
But the way they're treating that cell type in your brain is like
surgery.
Sawing open your skull.
Surgery.
I mean, like the images of your, I mean, you had like legit brain surgery.
Yeah, I did.
Like they're
legitimate.
I mean, they're like, I mean, it looked like they.
It was like Halloween. I got it. Yeah, they take out the pumpkin, the seeds, and it was like Halloween.
Dude.
It was like your jack-o'-lantern, or your thing you put on your doorstep.
Can you walk me through like what the actual like brain surgery like what are they doing in there? I mean,
there's a lot of ways to. I'm not a surgeon, and I'm certainly not a brain surgeon, but I was, I guess, sort of lucky because these lesions were on the surface. So sometimes you have to. They're in other parts of the head. This one, once they open the skull, and it's just that. I mean, they cut the skull open and they pull it off, and the metastases was right there. So they pull that out, then they go test that, et cetera, and then they put the top back on, and
It's like a biopsy on your brain.
it's they were going in to remove it
right.
because the body has this natural defense system called the blood-brain barrier. So there's this barrier
Right.
between everything we put in our body, everything we consume, everything we breathe, to protect the brain from all these toxins.
It's like an egg yolk kind of
that
thing.
we just get as we live life. And so it also would theoretically protect you or protect the brain from high-dose chemotherapy. So that's the only reason they went. Everything else was treated with the chemotherapy because it was able to travel there.
Right, okay.
Because of this, and we all have it, right? The blood-brain barrier. The thought was that it wouldn't get to the brain. It would not be able to treat those lesions. And so that's why they went in and got them.
Man, and so the
But
medical
that also explains a lot of the symptoms. I mean, massive headaches, blurry vision.
Yeah, wow.
That was all because of the brain spotting.
And at the time, like, how are all the massive medical expenses being covered? Is it like personal health insurance? Is it like the...
So I was between, it was funny, I was between teams. I think initially my insurance might have been in place for the initial plan I was on. And then, but that plan was ending because the team was ending. I was going to another team. So I was in this sort of no man's land. And this is actually an incredible story. I had been a lifelong Oakley athlete.
Yeah.
And had planned, my plan was to be an Oakley athlete forever. And Mike Parnell and Jim Gennard, the founders of Oakley, said they put me on the company insurance plan. And I think there was some pushback from the insurance company, and they stood their ground, and they said no. He's so for years I was on Oakley's health insurance plan. Otherwise, without them, I mean, you're certainly not going to go out and get insured. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got the. How soon are you competing again after the brain surgery and all of this crazy stuff?
Excuse me, are y'all here to visit with one of the tenants?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Who is it?
Lance.
Hi. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
There you go. Way to let her have it. Do you know who that is?
It's hilarious. We have to keep this part in. I don't know. Where's she going? She might. She doesn't look like the landlord. My
Yeah.
office is right over there, so
Yeah, she's over.
I feel like I would recognize the landlord. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm a tenant,
Yeah, you
so
are.
there.
Yeah, what is this place that we're at?
This is. It's funny. I live right across the street, so I can come to my office and kind of come and go all the time. But this guy had this land. And these have all been here forever. And then he went around Texas and bought up these old Victorian homes, deconstructed them, moved them to this part of Austin, and reconstructed them. So it's just an office park, and my jam is right across the street. We just got in trouble because you parked in somebody else's
Yeah.
parking spot. But anyways, we'll be fine. But back to let's just say brain surgery was November of '96. So then I was back competing February of '98.
Oh wow! So a whole year
I
off.
took a whole year off.
Wow, because I was under the impression that you were like still like kind of convalescing and like just
No, I took the year. Yeah, a year. Yeah.
right. Okay.
Which, by the way, is a long time. I mean, it was good that I did it, but yeah, and did a lot. Obviously, that year involved a lot of follow-ups, and
Sure.
it was monthly follow-ups, scans, blood work.
I mean the like by definition, you had stage 4 cancer.
Yeah, whatever you hear stage 3, you hear stage. I mean, whatever. It was 3 out of 3 or 4 out of 4. It was as bad as it. It was as bad as it could be.
Right. I mean, like anybody hears stage 4 cancer, you think death sentence. You're done. Like.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's.
I had great doctors. I mean, I went to the best place in arguably the world to be treated for that, and
right.
he's still treating patients to this day. I was in Indianapolis. I was just there a few months ago, celebrating the 50-year anniversary of him being Larry Einhorn, pioneering this cure/cocktail for advanced stage testicular cancer. And so it's, 50 years, but I went straight. I was like, fuck this, man. Where's the, Tom Brady of testicular cancer?
Gotta say, I agree with Lance that you go with nothing but the best. And that's how it is when you're a small business owner trying to sell things online. You go with the Tom Brady of e-commerce, which is Shopify. No matter what size your business is, if you want to get to the next level, Shopify. Even if you're just starting a business and you want the easiest way to have the gold standard of websites, Shopify. And if you want to try this for just $1 a month trial period, that's $1 to figure out how much Shopify can put you on the map or take you to the next level. To do that, go to shopify.com/Stevo. Make sure that's all lowercase. It's shopify.com/Stevo for the $1 trial period to figure out why Shopify is the Tom Brady of e-commerce. So do that, and let's ride this baby all the way home.
And they're like, oh, he's an Indian. But also, too, this is 1996.
Right.
Think about that. You didn't pick up your smartphone, your supercomputer in your pocket. And
you barely had email at that point.
No, did not have email.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a little, janky Motorola flip phone that barely, it had nothing.
Right. 1996, I don't even know about a Motorola flip phone. You had it was like a car
I only know I
battery.
had one because I made a call on the way home from being diagnosed. But
did you ever meet or communicate with Tom Green?
No, I don't know, but I watched his thing on Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Oh, wow.
The new one.
Very recently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like where he's like walking around. He lives on a farm in Canada, and he's got his mom on there. And
yeah, that's
and
fantastic.
I brought in a lot of the old. I tell you, I watch all the shit. I travel so much. I just download tons of shit because I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
And I'll work, and then I'll watch something, and then I'll work, and then I'll. But yeah, I watched it. Because he had testicular cancer.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, that was cool. That was
He back at there was like the pinnacle of his MTV.
Yeah, he was like an early version of Jackass.
Yeah,
like they go, if you saw it, they're showing that early Canadian show where they're just walking around and asking people stupid shit and pull little pranks and taping himself to a light pole or whatever.
He's like the founding father.
There you go.
Yeah,
well, he's the OG Jackass.
Yeah, big time.
I watched I got sucked into this. Some shit on HBO with the BAM was on.
Yeah.
It's like a whole series of
right.
weird stories.
The strange cases. Yeah.
Like the cat lady and then
Yeah.
the funeral home people.
Right.
Like all this weird. But I watched his and I was like, man, that's hard to watch.
Yeah, and frankly, I think they went pretty easy on him. They made it like more about like these dueling.
The lady who had the protocol that went out of business.
Right.
Who wanted conservatorship or
right. It was tough to watch, but at the same time, like a train wreck, you just can't take your eyes off of it. Yeah. When you say that you're always traveling, what brings you to different places and where are you going?
First of all, I like to travel. When I sort of had this period, which I think the 30 for 30 covered. At post-Oprah, the world, I was one of the first people in America to be canceled.
Wow.
And, most folks in that scenario are like, well, that sucks. Like, guess I'm canceled. didn't do that. Like, I didn't want to do that, and that wasn't, I have 5 children, I have a beautiful family. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to figure out a way to support my family. And so I just started running plays and started my podcast, which ended up being pretty successful. And then on the heels of that, started an early stage venture fund called Next Ventures, which is really the name is a bit of a meaning for my life of just what's next. Like, okay, that was then, this is now, what is next? And so we invest in across the healthcare spectrum. So I traveled to either raise money for the fund or meet founders or go to conferences. But a lot of travel, and I'll travel for fun. Like I go do shit I like to do.
It's fucking awesome. Okay, so first let me ask about the Live Strong. I see Live Strong. I also see the Lance Armstrong Foundation. But those are the same thing, yeah?
They, in a way, yeah. So it started as the Lance Armstrong Foundation. Live Strong was just a brand that we created
Right.
At the Lance Armstrong Foundation for a program. And then, of course, that brand became a much bigger brand because of the yellow wristband and all of the, I mean, we sold 82 million yellow wristbands that said Live Strong.
Right. I mean, it's outrageous that Nike approached you saying that they wanted to sell 5 million of them.
Right. They first made 5 million.
Right. And they ended up selling, and then sold them for $1 a piece.
So they were always $1. And
so $82 million raised.
Yeah. I think that's the last number I heard. I mean, I'm sure they still sell them.
Wow. It's that's remarkable.
I know. I mean, we thought it was the dumbest idea ever. Like, oh, we gotta wear this thing.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, just wear it for this tour. Just do it, dude. Just do it this tour. And I was like, all right, I'll do this thing.
Unbelievable. So then, that was John Kerry was running at the time against George W. Bush for the second Bush.
With what? John Edwards.
Yes, so that means that was like 2004.
Yep. They launched in 2004.
Yeah. You you retired after the Tour de France in 2005.
Yep.
And then and you would have got away scot-free with everything had you not come back in 2009.
You're right. You're exactly right.
I mean, it's because let's be honest, there's never been a cyclist that made it into like the mainstream consciousness.
Right. Well, I mean, Greg LeMond was. I think any American that wins the Tour de France is going to be, maybe not to our extent, but there'll be certainly in the sports world there'll be a household name. But then you couple it with the cancer story, and that's one obviously every American can relate to, and so that's what made this story just 100x. Right.
So without the mainstream, every household, it just doesn't get the attention. So you don't come back in 2009. Is it just something that just never would it just have never come out? Like what?
No, that's I'm. Who knows?
Here's my argument for why it wouldn't.
Well, I'll make my argument on why it would have. History is not stupid. History always tells the truth.
Okay.
And all you have to do is wait. So for me to sit here and say, well, if I didn't come back, then none of this happens, and I would have got away with it all. I think history catches up with everybody.
Okay.
And so that's, in the short term for me, was difficult, right? So history edited my story, right? And as this played out. And the version that was edited to at the time was, he didn't win any tours, right? Think about that, right?
You were stripped of
all 7. So if you went in the record books, it says 0. It also says those 7 years, there is no winner. right? So here you have an event like the tour that is beautiful and iconic and historical and all these things. It has to have a winner. So, but history doesn't stop, and history doesn't stop editing. So that story will continue to be edited, and eventually the truth will be told. And it's just a different version of the truth. What really matters is I don't really give a shit what the history books say now. I don't give a shit what was written or is written. I just don't. What I care about are the people that I was in the trenches with. And I'm obviously talking about my teammates, but I'm also talking about the people that we referenced. The guys that got beat, the guys that I wanted to beat, the guys I refused to hug. If we ask them what happened, they will tell you what happened, right? And they'll tell you who won the races. That is so true and so special that history will correct that story. Now, I might be long gone and dead and whatever. That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
History never stops. And it never stops searching for the truth and editing.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give you that one. I was going to say that...
And by the way, that's maybe something that I just like to tell myself. I could be totally wrong. I don't think I am, but
I'm gonna give it to you. My argument would have been that for it to have gone so long, and it not have been revealed, when just the times, the time trials, these numbers, like. What was the year where it's like? It just kept getting faster.
Yep.
It kept getting.
Well, they continue to get. That's even now it's a lot faster.
Right. So, there's
a lot of ways to that. I don't think that's nefarious. But I also don't know. But I think we just get better. I mean, you can look at all sports. I mean, they get younger, they get faster, they get stronger, they get better. Times come down, weights go up. All
right. Did anybody else get stripped? You got to imagine the prevalence of doping in cycling.
Well, so
there's never been a clean
Floyd
winner.
Landis' title was stripped because he tested positive at the tour, so they stripped that one and they elevated somebody else. They elevated Oscar Pereiro. But that's sort of apples and oranges, because if you test positive in the tour, then they do elevate somebody else. The other ones who either, the better examples, like a Bjarne Riis, who admitted, was not stripped. But anybody else that had admitted, they're still there. Jan Ullrich has admitted he still sits as second in the Tour de France. So no, it's again,
they got to have a test result.
Well, that's how Floyd's story played out. But again, these are all things that history will not allow, right? You and me sitting here saying, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
And you or me are not the smartest two dudes in the world, but we can fucking figure this out. Like, that's where over time history just corrects things, and that's okay. That's okay. Look, you didn't park at my office, but if you did and walked inside, there's 7 yellow jerseys hanging on the wall.
I love it.
Nobody has ever come to claim them. None of it. I towed the line with 200 guys every year for 7 years. Not one of those dudes has rolled up on that office and said, give me that jersey.
Right.
So, and if they want to show up and take one and make a case for it, they can have it.
Right.
No problem. But nobody's coming.
It's a moot point after the fact.
Yeah.
Nobody's contesting that you won.
But it was hard on. It was, I touched on Floyd. I mean, it was hard on Floyd, very hard. And it was hard on Jan Ullrich. It was hard on all of us. Everybody that raced in that generation got exposed, whether it was a positive test or whether it was the press or whether it was an admission, whatever it was, a police raid. Like all these things happened, right? And their downfalls destroyed many of those men. Destroyed.
Right.
Some killed those men. They paid the price of life. And so I also used those guys who I always used as competition and inspiration as a way to say, man, I am not going to do that. Like I have to hold this together. I have to protect my family. And at some point, play another game, right? I'm not allowed to play that game, so I'm going to figure out another game to play, and I'm going to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Right. But it destroyed a lot of guys.
Yeah. When it all comes crashing down, and you do the Oprah thing, and then the lawsuits start piling up. I mean, like there was a lot of kind of emphasis on the Postal Service lawsuit. And
Yep.
For anybody that doesn't know, the United States Postal Service, has a team. They put all this money into the team, and then they say, "Wait a second, that money was, kind of
Federal money.
Yeah, federal money was paid
But
like
it was built on a fraud.
yeah, right."
So
and
we want it back times 3.
right, and it's a little bit times 3.
They wanted
Right.
$100 million.
Right. Okay. And there was so much
Which I
emphasis.
didn't have.
Yeah, so much emphasis on that one lawsuit, but then,
There were a lot
like
of
by the end of it, when the story really unfolds, you see like $5 million here, $3 million there. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it was is there a ballpark estimate of what if you count legal fees on top of
Yeah.
settlements?
Yeah. No, there's not a ballpark. There's an exact number.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Because if you, it's 100. I think it was 107 or 111 million dollars. Now that's including things, obviously legal fees. You have to defend
Sure.
yourself. You want to hire the best lawyers. They are expensive. That's also factoring in endorsements that were in place that were signed endorsements. So not pending any sort of renewal or. But so
you're
those
saying lost money.
Those go away. So that gets lumped in.
Right, okay.
Nonetheless, it was a lot.
Yeah, I mean if I recall, the Postal Service lawsuit, you settled for $5 million,
Yep.
but then you assigned a $6.5 million price tag to the whole affair, meaning that you paid $1.5 million in legal fees.
Well, the 5 was I paid fees up to a point, legal fees. I had amazing lawyers, and we had a special relationship. So that was I was set for defense. That doesn't get to the settlement. The settlement, you just got to pay it, right?
Right.
But settlements, somebody wants $100 million. It's just a math equation.
Right.
If you think there's a 50% chance you lose this lawsuit, well, then you should be prepared to pay $50 million, 50% of 100. We thought there was a 5% chance. They thought that. I actually thought there was a 0% chance, but whatever. They convinced me that there was a 5% chance, and
Right.
so we settled it after like 5 years. I mean,
I love that you called it $5 million to get 1 month of your life back.
Yeah, the trial would have been. I mean,
A whole month.
easily.
Yeah.
Which
So with all of that litigation, what what's your financial picture looking like? I mean, were you like?
No, it was. Look, there was a ton of uncertainty. My exposure to Uber at a very early stage of that company's life was transformative and saved my family's certainly quality of life.
Wow.
And
That's something that didn't get mentioned. So
it's out. But I made a very early investment in Uber that was. It's just it's fucking magic. It's just
That's
magic.
awesome.
Yeah.
Side point, but despite the great stock value of Uber, has the company turned a profit yet?
I don't pay. I'm no longer a shareholder. But look, the company's worth $70 billion. Let me just put it in context. I mean, we invested in the business at a valuation of $3.5 million.
There you
So
go.
you can just do the math. All right. So it was, and I invested through a fund and a founder of this fund, Chris Sacca, who is like a brother to me. But if he doesn't make that investment on behalf of his investors, fuck, dude, I'd be I don't know that I'd be sitting here.
Man,
Yeah, it was magic.
so, dude,
Magic.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And then you take the money from the magical Uber investment.
Keep my family alive. I mean, just keep.
Well, right, and on top of that, you're able to deploy that and start this venture capital
Well,
thing.
yes. So I'm one of the largest investors in our fund, but also we have outside investors. So, but in the meantime, I was able to start the shows and start to build this audience back,
Yeah.
and then go launch the firm, which we did. But yeah, and now that we're in the same game that Chris Sacca was in when he got all of us access to Uber. Now we're getting access to things like, I mean, you mentioned Whoop, but
Yeah.
we're early investors in Oura Ring.
Okay.
We've been involved from the very beginning. So it's not an Uber-esque story. There will never be an Uber-esque story. I mean, what Sacca did at an early stage there returned. That's the most successful venture fund of all time.
I'm dying to know if Uber's turned a profit yet. Because what do they spend money on? You got people driving their own cars.
You should do another podcast. You should do a podcast with Dara, the CEO.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fascinated by it. Okay, so now this is my main question. But when I'm getting ready to talk to somebody, and by the way, I didn't even say this. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah, I watched all the Jackass
Dude.
stuff. I even watched the last one, which is a couple years ago.
I even watched the last one.
I like that shit. I like that shit.
Dude, fantastic. And what an honor, man. It really
and
really
if I
is.
follow your personal health story,
Wow,
and,
dude, thank you, man.
and the sobriety stuff, it's fucking rad.
Well, I appreciate that.
And compare and contrast to who we spoke about a minute ago. I mean,
Yeah.
those are. I mean, you're sort of me, and Bam is sort of a lot of these other guys that just couldn't. They couldn't figure it out, and it killed some, and most likely will kill others. And so I've tracked you.
Well, man, thank you for that.
I don't do very many podcasts.
I did, right?
I don't. I just don't. I
Unbelievable.
don't know. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that.
I mean, dude.
And Elise goes, "What was Steve-O's podcast?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do that." I
dude.
was like, I'll do that.
So rad. Okay, so my first thing that I thought to
And then
ask
you're gonna let me go play golf?
yeah.
Okay, good.
My first thing that I thought to ask you, what the hell's wrong with doping? Right? I mean, like just from this perspective, as a fan of a sport,
Yep.
as a fan of athletes, of athletic pursuits, like the idea of a performance enhancing, like what fan does not want to see the performance that they're enjoying enhanced?
I hear you, but you got to have some guardrails in place. And I'm not a fan of these agencies that enforce these things, primarily because I just don't think they're that effective. I think they spend a ton of money and they're just not that effective.
Right. I mean, like,
But that doesn't mean that we should say, okay, well, you're not effective and this is a waste of money. Let's just let people do whatever they want. I don't think you should do that. And that's me saying this. And so you have to have these guardrails up. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this play. You're just with the whatever you call it or however you define it, health, wellness, longevity, optimization. You're seeing these things. I know you were with Brian Johnson the other day. You're seeing examples of people like him trying different things that involve things that 10, 20 years ago, people would have just looked away. Right? Injections, syringes, transfusions, genetic therapy, hormones. You know, you're seeing now, and we as a firm, you see platforms built on the back of these things now, right? Whether it's TRT, whether it's other peptides, things like this, that I don't think is going away. I think we're entering an age where people are going to look to whatever they can to feel better, feel younger, make their dick harder, not have a hangover, make their skin look better, whatever.
Right.
And I don't think it's going away. And I think it works. So does that change the stigma around maybe some of that stuff? Again, I'll go back to what I said a second ago. I'm cool with my story playing out over time.
Right.
Totally cool with that. I'm going to let history just run it, and edit as it sees fit. And all of these things, even the cancel version of my story. Look at the weird climate that we live in politically, and all of I think it plays well in that story. So let it go. But I don't. Back to your original question, I don't think we should just let people do whatever. I think people would take extraordinary risks.
Well, there's one guy in your film says cycling. He's talking about the inherent risks. So what we do cycling is dangerous. I mean, like we're
course.
going 60 miles an hour
Yep.
down hills, like in the rain, like we're millimeters away from each other in a pack of like 100 cyclists.
Right.
Like one guy falls,
Everybody falls.
it's catastrophic.
Yeah.
Everybody falls but you.
Well, I would fall in that scenario.
It's catastrophic.
Yeah.
The potential for disaster, and compared to just the inherent risks that are already there.
Yep.
Like, how dangerous is doping in cycling? I get it in combat sports because now, like, you're effectively a weapon, and you're like,
Steve-O, I think this is a non-starter.
Okay.
this is look, cycling here, and here I'll tell you why. I mean, look, the Olympic movement controls all of these things. Cycling is a part of the Olympic movement.
Okay.
So things like cycling, swimming, track and field, gymnastics, you name the Olympic sport, they will control that, right? Because those sports have decided to be a part of the Olympic movement. So long as they are, then they are beholden to the rules that they make, and they will not change those rules.
Okay.
And so
people are still getting away with it?
I mean, I don't. You'd be crazy to think that they weren't, but I don't spend a lot of. I don't ever think about
You'd be
that.
crazy to think that they weren't. Like,
No,
'cause
you just based on the anonymous studies that are done, where they poll or quiz athletes on, hey, have you ever done this? Would you ever think about it? And they believe the studies to be anonymous, which they are, and those numbers are upwards of 40%. So, right, maybe it's 4%. I don't know. That gets me to the hurdle of what I said of like you have to imagine somebody
right.
is. I don't think about those things when I cover the tour, when I cover the race. I'm just like, fuck, they went fast. Like no part of me is like, that's not normal. We should question.
Right.
Fuck, I don't know. That's not my job. My job is just to talk about it. My job is to cover it, give my opinion on the tactics, on the dynamics, and that's it.
If I hear you correctly, it sounds like with no guardrails, people would just like it would be just so crazy. It would be so absurd.
Yeah.
But
As much as I don't like those agencies, because I do think they just royally suck. I think they have to. Some version of them has to be there.
But even with the guardrails, there's so much like kind of wiggle room for things you can
But
do
there's a
to
lot
cheat
less.
to
There's
get away with
a lot
it.
less.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, I'm a fan, man.
Thank
and you're, I'll just say, unapologetic competitiveness is fucking rad.
Yeah.
I think that if I could crawl into your head, I think that almost like just as a way of life. Like I don't care if anybody likes me. I care about winning.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And I think that like
that was paid to win, and I loved to win, and you know what? Actually, I liked to win. My relationship with winning and losing were not healthy, and so what I cared most about is not losing.
Right. Okay.
Right. So that's not a healthy way to go about it, and because when you have that approach, yes, you get to the same place as, hey, I didn't lose. Fuck, that's great. But you're not able to savor and to really cherish those moments of what it's like to win. Like I would be like, all right, well, we didn't lose. We won. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I mean, coming in second place is devastating
for
you.
It would have been awful. One of those tours, get second, it would have been like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
What a waste.
Right.
But, yeah.
So just
Let's go biking sometime.
dude, I would love that.
I'm going to follow you on Strava.
Dude, I'm gonna do it right now. Dude, it's awesome. I'll let you play golf, brother. Dude, what an honor, man.
Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Like, That was one of my favorites. And I don't believe that Lance had a project that he was trying to really promote. You know, like he's doing his venture capital stuff. That's not like media that you got, you know, he doesn't need to promote. He didn't need to do my podcast, is what I'm saying. Like, he wanted to do it. Like, and he doesn't want to do podcasts. Like, what an honor. I'm just going to say it again. And what a badass, man. Like, I really want to ride my bike with him. Now we follow each other on Strava. I think we follow each other on Strava. We definitely follow each other on Instagram. And I'm not even going to say what the rad gift he was, what rad gift he gave me. It was wildly inappropriate, and I really, really loved it. Man, Lance, if this gets to you, fucking thank you, bro. Thank you so much for that epic time. And if you're still here at the end of this episode, please pass my thanks on to Lance, as the street team does. I really, really loved that one. And man, there's one episode, dude, Lance said it himself, like Brian Johnson. So the cat's out of the bag on that one. The don't die, like the guy who doesn't want to die next to the guy who's been trying to die for fucking decades. Like, wow, how epic is that going to be? And there might even be another one that I'm going to film while I'm here in Arizona on my top secret mission. I'm having a really good time. And I love you, and thank you for being around. Yeah, dude. Hey everybody, and welcome to a crazy wild ride with Steve-O. This episode's loaded with so many shocking bombshells. I don't know how else to describe it, but crazy. And speaking of crazy, I just recently got connected with a new sponsor for this show called BetterHelp. And they are an online way of finding therapists. And you know what? I needed to get into therapy. I knew I needed to get into therapy. And thanks to BetterHelp, I did get into therapy. And it was so easy to do it online without having to get into some awkward waiting room and without having to get in the car and drive anywhere. I mean, dude, this little questionnaire they had me fill out really zeroed in very specifically on what it is I wanted to work on, and their humongous network of licensed professional accredited therapists is just, they're really good at syncing people up with the people who are best suited to help them. And I just had my first session. I'm thrilled with it. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. Plus, this whole service is so convenient and affordable, and I can get you 10% off your first month. So if you go to betterhelp.com/Steve-O, you're going to get 10% off your first month of what is already so affordable and professional therapy. It's good for your mental health. I want you to be a happier, healthier person, and it's okay to work on yourself, man. I do it, and I'm better for it too. So go to betterhelp.com/Steve-O and get 10% off of this whole therapy thing, which I'm sure you've heard helps people, and it can help you. I believe that. So enjoy, be happier, be healthier. BetterHelp, HELP.com/Steve-O. Now, let's get into it.
Do you smoke?
I don't smoke weed now.
No, cigarettes.
Cigarettes now.
Sing voices like that naturally?
Yeah.
You went to a doctor. The guy was like, you just suck at talking. Like, he just, like, strains his throat muscles when he talks.
Really? Is that it? But it wasn't always like that, right?
It's gotten a little crazier over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go, man. We can keep
Slow
going.
I'm going to be interviewing you.
Yeah, by all means.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Feldman.
What's up?
Yeah, dude, you've met Scott Randolph.
Met Scott,
Yep.
yes. Sitting
Up
here
here is-
so nice and intimately with you.
Yeah.
The gorgeous Paul Brisky.
Gorgeous.
Howdy, Corey.
How are you, Paul? Gorgeous.
I'm great, man. Thank you.
Gotta say, I'm super excited about this.
Me too, man. Me too.
Thank
It's a
you
wild
for-
ride.
Yeah, dude.
No, dude, I've watched your stuff for many years and all the crazy, nutty stuff you've done.
Right.
Yeah, man.
And you guys you ran into each other before, or is this
Yeah,
the
I
first
feel
time?
like we like kind of met somewhere, but never really like talked.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we met at the Playboy Mansion, I want to say.
Yeah.
What year?
Which
I mean, that would have been,
wouldn't surprise me.
I think,
Yeah.
early, like maybe like 2002 or something.
Oh, wow.
How many times have you been to the Playboy Mansion? I didn't
Not
know you
many,
went.
and I got kicked out.
Oh yeah.
Surprise,
Every time?
surprise.
I forget why I was kicked out. I wanna
Probably
say-
running around naked, jumping in the grotto.
I think it was more of a cocaine thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I was
They
like.
caught you doing drugs?
I think I was doing cocaine like really blatantly out in the open.
Right.
And
They're like, there's bathrooms for that. So.
Yeah, there's cocaine room for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know,
There's
actually,
titties for
Hef
that.
was not a fan of hard drugs.
Right.
He was pretty anti-hard drugs, from
Right.
what I remember. Yeah, you never saw him touch anything, really, but
sure.
you know, he was a fan of the Quaaludes. I think that was kind of well known. You know, you hear lots of stories that he had his special doctor that took care of special needs, you know.
How do you get invited to the Playboy Mansion? Is it like a letter or a phone call?
Yeah, Steve, how'd you get invited?
I can't remember.
You just showed up.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
kind of a
it-
prerequisite,
That's why they kicked
right?
him out.
I think I actually do remember, and that it was. It came through like the Jackass channels.
Okay.
That there was like the Jackass
Like
guys.
a publicist, somebody probably around the time one of the
Yeah.
movies came out, and they got you up there as like, hey, he's got a new movie out, let's get him up
Right.
here. It'll be wacky and zany. Watch him create all kinds of
Right.
problems. And they're like, oh yeah, that'll be fun. Oh wait, his problem is actually doing cocaine on the front lawn. No, we can't have that. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. We didn't realize he was coming in character.
How many times have you been there?
3,000? I don't know. Like I was there every weekend.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Dude, that's epic.
Starting at how young?
And these are like post dated because there's no more Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, what is it? What is the place
It's
now?
just a mansion.
A museum?
Without the Playboy. Without the, well, it's not even that. It should have been that. If they were smart, that's what they would have done. They would have preserved it. But instead, some dude took it over, bought it, and like literally like changed it all. Like, how do you go and deface a historical monument? Like,
Right.
why?
I
Yeah.
seem to recall the
Why buy
story.
it?
I remember the story was that Hef sold it while he was still alive.
Yes.
But the deal was that the guy had to keep it the way it was until Hef died.
Not only that, but Hef had the right to live in it
Right.
until he died. So
Correct.
what that did was force the people who had basically taken over the company and taken over all of his stuff to try and like make him as uncomfortable and miserable as possible while he was still there. So they were doing stuff like telling him like you can no longer have, you know, your guests over in the parking. You can no longer have the parking guys do your parking for
Man.
you. You can no longer have your poker nights or your movie nights or whatever. These guests aren't allowed anymore, you know, whatever. They would just like take away all of his freedoms to the point where he felt so like isolated and miserable that he didn't even want to live. And I think that's kind of, sadly, that's kind of how it went down in the
Wow.
end.
Damn.
Yeah.
And he sold it because like financially he just couldn't personally keep it up.
Yeah, so basically what happened was, you know, and I don't want to go too deep, but there was a, let's say, a buyout with a certain company because he was in a lot of trouble, say around 2007, 2008, right around the time, right after we shot up there, actually. We did the two Corys shoot up there. My ex-wife, Susie,
where
was
we shot
in the
up there.
Right, right.
Not where we shot up there.
No, yes, yes, no, we weren't shooting up there, but we were shooting up there.
Up there, yeah.
Comma. Up there.
Right. Yeah, no. So we were shooting for the two Corys and have asked my ex-wife Susie to be in the magazine on the show, and that was part of it. And I got to actually direct Hef, which was really cool.
Wow.
Because you know all the other showrunners were like scared to touch it, like we don't want to talk to the guy. What are we gonna say? I'm like, don't worry, I got this. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, Hef, here's what we need you to do. Da, 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 da. And he was great. He was very helpful, very cool, very cooperative. And yeah, he asked in a very kind of amazing way. Like it's so cool to have that footage. I mean, I'm not her, so I wasn't really asked to be in it, but to be her, you know, he like sits her down at the dinner table, which we've sat at with him 1,000 times. You know, it's like where he would like have the dinner in between the movie. Do you ever go for a movie night? On a Sunday? Oh, yeah, because that's kind of like, that's more like the casual, chill, like only really close
I
friends.
was not
and
inner
playmates.
circle.
Right. But you would have been,
Yeah.
if you didn't screw up and do blow.
Right.
Anyway, so that's kind of how it happened for me. I mean, I went up to one of the big parties, and then like 5 years later, I was invited back for a movie night. And then like once I went to a few of the movie nights, eventually I was invited to come Sunday during the afternoon by Ron Smith. And when I went in the afternoon a couple times, Hef liked me, he saw me around and he was like, hey, you know what? You're a cool guy. I was like, thanks. He's like, if you want to come on Fridays or Saturdays, anytime, you're welcome. Anytime
Wow.
on the weekends, you're welcome. So my name was added to the permanent list. So basically, I didn't have to get clearance. I could bring whatever girls I want, unless it was a big party where you still had to get, whatever authorized for your guests. But yeah, I was like on the permanent list. So any Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if I wanted to come up, if I wanted to bring 3 girls, 4 girls, it didn't matter. I would just show
Wow.
up and roll up to the gate and they would let me in. So
And you said that you were married at that time?
I was married at that time, yes.
So
When
was
we
it
were
your
working on the show.
inclination to be married and bring 3 or 4 girls?
No. This was not then.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. I'm
Okay,
saying
gotcha,
that's where my
gotcha.
status was. And then once I got
Okay.
divorced, then yes, I was up there quite frequently with a lot of guests.
With
What-
3 or 4 girls,
Yes.
man, that's pretty fun.
For somebody
On a
that's
pretty
never
regular
been,
basis.
for somebody that's never been, like, what's a party at the Playboy Mansion
Well,
like?
here was my whole theory. My whole theory was I didn't want to bring I didn't a lot of people say we don't want to bring sand to the beach, right?
Right.
I didn't want to take sand from the beach. I didn't want to be that
Wow.
guy. You know what I mean? Like, because I knew that if I was, then I wouldn't be invited back very often. I liked my status, and I knew that my status was there because Hef saw that I respected the boundary. You know what I mean? It's all about respecting the boundary. He's the host. These
Right.
are his girlfriends. Stay away from his girls.
Right.
Very simple. I enjoyed going up, seeing my friends. I had like a second family up there. So I enjoyed seeing all of, the people that you see every week. It was like a weekly group and everybody got together. We watched movies. We had fun. We had laughs. Stay away from his girls.
So were you like
I bring
super
my own
careful, super careful to bring like the hottest chicks?
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't date anything other than that anyway.
Right.
Like, seriously, like I have very, very, very high standards, like always have. And like detrimentally so, because those are the girls that screw with your head the most, of
Right.
course. The
Yeah.
hotter they are, the more they're going to screw with you.
Right.
But whatever, I was willing to take that,
I love that.
It's a risk you were willing to take.
I love that,
Exactly.
and
take one for the team.
I love that, and I love even more your candor about that.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, man, like hot chicks.
Right.
That's it.
I mean,
Like,
that was my deal. I just, when I was a single guy, I'm like, first, and it's not because I love everybody. I love
Sure.
people. I love humans. I love my fans, whether they're big, fat, skinny, small, tiny, round, thin. It doesn't matter. I love them equally. And I find beauty in everybody. Unless
Sure.
they're just a total dick bag, and then if they
Well,
are, then there's no
then-
beauty there. But
His slum buster's like a Prague model,
But for me, it's like if I'm gonna have to be with that person and wake up every day to them and be excited about it, then it's got to be really, really good because
Right.
otherwise there's gonna be 3 or 4 more running around the corner. They're gonna be like, "Corey, come here this way." And I'll be
Right.
like, "All right, cool."
It's
So,
interesting, man.
Yeah, and being famous then in like the 80s and 90s is a totally different world. Even you're like,
oh no, not then. I'm talking now.
oh, even now. Oh, here we go.
I'm talking like in the last 10 years.
Nice.
Because no, in the 80s and 90s, I was shy and awkward and
Oh.
didn't really date a lot
Now you've
of
hit your
girls at all.
stride.
Well, in between, okay, let's back it up. So between my first marriage and my second marriage, I had a lot of growth. Between my second and my third marriage, I had a lot of growth. And by growth, I mean
boners.
that was awesome. No, but yeah. No, what I meant was that like I had a growth meaning like self appreciation or feeling the value of my own worth
And finding your voice.
Right, like whereas because like as I was very shy, I was very awkward, and I was very insecure because I was made to believe I was fat and ugly my whole life. I was beat up by kids at school. I was beat up by my mom. I was always bullied. So like I was told I was fat and I was ugly, and I believed that up until I was 35 years old.
Man, I have
So I
trouble
was
with
very
that.
insecure.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know that when you're a hugely successful child star,
Yeah.
which you were. I mean, right? Like, so I know that when you're in a school system and you're the big child star, that there's actually like a bullying component.
Right.
Where even though you have like insane amounts of power
or popularity or whatever.
Popularity
yeah.
or you're
but not in school.
You're a celebrity, yeah.
But in school, it's a different ball game. You're like you're the dumb kid because you leave all the time. You're the stupid kid, and,
right?
You know, and you must think you're special because you get to like not be here when the rest of us have to slave away at school all day. That's the way they looked at it.
It's pretty. It's pretty incredible to me that you can be bullied in that kind of a situation. But then what else to be made to believe that you're fat when you were never fat, right?
I was a little bit chubby. Like I had like the
What movie were you fattest in?
I would say it wasn't like maybe a movie, but I think definitely on the Bad News Bears TV series. I mean, I got a big round
that
ass
was in
face.
the fucking 70s.
I was 7 and 8 years old. Yeah, but this is called screwed up in the head.
Sure.
Man. You know, your mom tells you you're fat. You think you're fat. I wasn't allowed to eat in those days. She would literally keep meals from me or like hide the, candy and the junk food because I wasn't allowed to eat it. So that was then.
Right.
But then even all the way up until Gremlins, like look at me in Gremlins. I'm filling out those pants pretty tight, I got like the chubby face. I got the little bit of a belly there.
Gremlins was like 84,
That was like
85?
83.
Oh,
83, I was shooting it. Yeah, 83, I was shooting it. It came out in 84, 85. And then Goonies, we shot in 84, and it came out in 85.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So
And,
by Goonies, I started to lose a little bit of it. And then by Stand By Me is
you
where
were
I
thin as a rail.
came into my...
Were you already doing coke on Stand By Me?
No, hell no.
Okay, that's good.
No, I was
He's like
still a
those
kid.
gremlins, dude.
No. That didn't start till...
Ladies and gentlemen, be warned. We are about to discuss powder cocaine, and I cannot be more grateful for having given up that kind of powder for a new kind of powder called Athletic Greens. Man, this is the one-stop shop for all of my supplement needs, man. If you want to wake up in the morning and take a lot of supplements on an empty stomach, that's real bad for you. Plus, who knows if they're any good. Athletic Greens, I wake up and I dump one of my travel packets or a scoop from my big jar right into a pint of water. It is absolutely delicious. It's totally okay on a completely empty stomach. It fills in all of my nutrition gaps, and trust me, I do have nutrition gaps. I don't always eat that well, but with Athletic Greens, I'm getting all of the nutrients, all of the vitamins, everything I need, and it's really good for my gut and my digestion. I mean, dude, this is the best stuff, and I use it every single morning religiously. And I got a funny feeling that you could use it, big time. It's sourced from all whole foods. It's all just good quality stuff, and again, absolutely delicious. If you go to athleticgreens.com/Stevo, then you're going to get an entire year's supply of immune boosting vitamin D plus 5 of these travel packets. And dude, I don't go anywhere without my travel packets of AG1. Yeah, so let's get you on this, man. Go to athleticgreens.com/Stevo for an entire year's supply of immune boosting vitamin D and 5 free travel packets of AG1. And just watch. See how much better you feel, how quickly you do. Man, I stand by that product. I use it every day. I love it. I love it. I love it. And now let's talk about a much worse powder.
Okay, so the first time I did cocaine was because my mom was doing it with somebody on the set of The Lost Boys.
Okay.
This hot little Asian woman who I was sitting there one night because I was like falling asleep and I was depressed because I'm like, how the hell am I going to stay for these night shoots? I've never done a night shoot. I mean, I've done like the Friday 13th night shoots, but that was like, we come in at noon, we work until midnight, and then you go home because like when you're a kid, they're only going to let you work so late and then they're going to call it. But like now I'm still a kid, but I'm 14 years old, 15 years old. You know, when you get to those ages, all of a sudden they start treating you more like you're an adult, right? And the work code still applies, but they'll be like, oh, we're going to do like a half day, half night. So we're coming in at 3 in the afternoon and we're working until 3 in the morning. And I was like, wait, what? I wasn't very good at that. So I was a little frustrated. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to stay up all night? And this little Asian lady comes up to me and she's like, hey, you should just do what your mom does to stay awake. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, cocaine. And I was like, okay, I wouldn't really know where to get it. She's like, oh, I have it. Just come to my apartment. We'll do something. It'll be easy and then you'll be fine. I was like, oh, okay, well, she makes it sound so easy and harmless. I might as well. If my mom's doing it, how bad could it be, you know?
How old were you?
I was, like I said, 15.
15?
Yeah.
When was the first time you did coke? How old were you?
Oh, shit. I didn't do coke until I was 20, I think.
Yeah.
Late
different
bloomer.
Experience.
I did it on my high school lunch break.
Pussy.
I was a rookie. Yeah, I did at my senior year. Somebody's like, come over, and I did
Oh,
it.
it's bad. So I got, okay, so the first time
Was
I
that-
did it,
wait, so-
it
sorry
was a
for-
bad experience.
Okay.
Because it was, well, it was good at first. Like, we did it, we had fun. It was like, you know, we were talking, we were sitting in this girl's apartment. She takes me out driving. She taught me how to drive a stick shift, high on cocaine for the first time.
Casey Jones.
And then, you know, here's the thing. I did one line, and I thought that one line was going to last forever. We're going to live forever. You know, so that's what I was thinking at the moment. Fame. But what happened was, unfortunately, I was wrong, and it did not. And so I didn't go to sleep in between when that whole thing, which was like, say, 6 to 12 in the afternoon. And then at 12, I go out with my friend for the day. And then I've got like a 4 o'clock call. And I never slept anywhere in between. And I've got to work from 4 to 4. And so then I say to the girl, like, hey, you know what? I have a feeling this stuff might wear off. How long does it take to wear off? She's like, oh, it'll be worn off by the time you go into work. And I'm like, well, I'm going to probably need more than to keep me up. She's like, don't worry, I'll meet you there. I'll give you some more. Well, that was my first lesson in people doing drugs are not very honest. So yeah, found out the hard way that she was full of it, and waited
in
for her
what
to show
sense?
up.
She didn't show up.
She didn't show up.
Okay.
She flaked on me. She left me hanging.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there like, you know, showing up for work, getting my costume on, like half asleep, like, okay, I gotta make it through. She'll be here any minute. It's cool. And I'm like calling her, texting her. I don't think we had text in those days. That's a lie. I was just calling her.
Writing the letters.
Yeah. And she didn't show up. Like no
Writing the
response, no anything. You know, I'm sending a birdie over to her house. And so she doesn't show up. She leaves me hanging, and it's now like 8 o'clock at night, and we're shooting the very first scene that day, which happens to be, hold for it, wait for it. Yeah, the big truth, justice, and the American way speech scene that everybody remembers. That moment was during this hell. So it was literally at that moment where I'm like, and Joel Schumacher's like, okay, so you're going to come to this spot, you're going to stop here, you're going to pause for 2 seconds, you're going to deliver the first part of the line, then you're going to wait, and Corey's going to clear over here, and then Jameson's going to come over to this point, and then when he stops, you're going to open the magazine, you're going to look at it, you're going to pull it down to right here, and then you're going to look over at the top. I mean, like, all these instructions, I'm like, well, huh?
And you pulled it.
No, dude.
Oh, you didn't
I
pull
did
it.
not pull it. It was a disastrous meltdown.
Was it clear to anybody that the drugs were involved?
Here's
or-
what was clear. I'm a guy that's very on my shit all the time. I'm very efficient. I'm very, like, I try to stay, you know, I'm a professional. I study the night before. I get all into my memorization. I come in the next day. I know my stuff backwards and forwards, you know, impeccable. I'm a professional. I don't mess around. But all of a sudden, I couldn't remember one thing to the next that he's telling me to do. And he's looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Like, dude, I just said 3 times, here's the order of the thing. And you just, you know, I say, come to this mark, stop, you know, freeze, turn around, lower the thing, and then say your line. You're going over here, you're walking past your mark, you're not lowering the thing, you're saying your line without even looking at the place you're supposed to look. I'm like, okay, let's do it again. So that happens like 10 times. And eventually Joel Schumacher's like, okay, I don't know what's wrong with you. Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs, Feldman? Is that what's going on here? Like, totally called me out. And I was like, huh? I wish I was on drugs. I wouldn't be so screwed up right now. No. So yeah, that was the problem. I had no drugs. So he knew there was something going on. And he fired
this
me.
was at a time when everything was still shot on film. There
Oh,
was no digital.
absolutely. Yeah, it was all film.
So to screw up a take was actually kind of expensive at that time.
Very expensive, yeah.
And you said he fired you?
Yeah, he fired me. He fired me right there on the spot. He's like, listen, Feldman, I don't know what's going on with you, but you're fired. You need to get your act together. I can't have this on my set. I don't know what's going on, but you're, coming in all out of it, looking like you're high, da-da-da-da. And I'm
How long
like,
were you
I'm not
fired
high. For like 2 hours. But what happened was they were like, look, the only way we're going to let you continue is if you get where's your mom? That was the first question.
Right.
Where's your mom? Why is she not here? Why are you all out of it? Somebody needs to answer for this. And I was like, good luck finding her. She's probably off with some crew member in the bar.
Wow.
Doing
And
blow,
so-
getting drunk, getting laid, who knows? And so they couldn't find her. They all did like an APB to try and find my mom. Nobody could find her. They're like, this is a disaster. And then they're like, well, we can't really blame it on the kid if he's got no adult supervision. So we've got to at least give him a chance by like saying, okay, you've got to have like some adult supervision around
Right.
you. And then if you still mess up, then we'll fire you for real. So they decided to see, like, is your dad available? Can your dad come down? My dad couldn't come down because he had his talent management company, which was basically like a false management company where it was like the Powers, remember JG Powers or whatever, like where they'd like take your money and do seminars and like they'd pick like 100 people to like, oh yeah, you're the best looking one, so you're gonna get a free photo shoot, but everybody else has got to pay $15,000 for that same photo shoot in an acting class, and maybe one day you'll get an acting part. And that was kind of like his thing. But he had my movie posters up all over the walls, and it was called New Talent Enterprises, and it was like over on the sleazy part of Cahuenga there. And anyway, so he was doing that, and he didn't have time to come play babysitter. So he says, no, I'm not available. So they were like, well, who can you get up here? And that we called Marty Weiss. And Marty Weiss was a guy who'd been kidnapping me since I was 11 years old. He was part of the science fiction awards or whatever it was called, the Saturn
He
Awards.
was your agent?
He was not my agent.
Not
He
your
was
agent.
literally just like a stalker, hanger-on dude that basically got into my life because he worked for the Saturn Awards and was trying to give me an award. So he like called me up comes to find out that he basically gave awards to all of got in touch with all the Steven Spielberg kids. So I thought he was just a big Steven Spielberg fan, big Disney fan. He loved all those kids. He introduced me to another kid that became one of my best friends at the time named Jason Presson, who was in Explorers. I don't know if you remember the movie Explorers with Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix, but
Okay.
yeah, that was a Joe Dante movie, Steven Spielberg movie as well. But anyway, so he became friends with him and then introduced me to him, and he became my best friend up until I met Corey Haim a couple of years later. So from like Gremlins till Lost Boys, this kid Jason Preston was my best friend. So anyway, come to find out that this guy's like molesting everybody. And so he's a pedophile. And then we find out that basically, well, he comes in, it's in, my book and in my movie and whatever. And I don't want to get into the graphic stories, but let's just say that he took advantage of the situation.
Okay. And at that time, this was the set of Lost Boys. So you're 14,
Turning 15.
turning 15. And like so incredibly famously, at the age of 15, you started the emancipation
Right.
movement.
So what happened was since Marty, it wasn't because Marty was there. It was because I was embarrassed and I was shamed that I went down that road and I did drugs at all because I was so anti-drug normally. Like, why did I do
Well,
that?
drugs aside, there was like financial fuckery going on.
Well, all
right?
kinds of shit. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But the bottom line was I was just like, dude, my life sucks right now. I need to like try and keep this job because otherwise I'm screwed. This is my only chance at like staying away from that abusive household, So especially now that they realize my mom's the bad guy, like that's the best news really out of all of this is that I have a chance to get away from my mom because she was really wretched and
Your
really
parents were
awful.
together?
They were not together.
Not together,
So
so-
that was the point. Was like
Right.
if my dad was going to at any point come in and kind of save the day, because at least I knew with him, we'd smoke weed together. and he wouldn't kick my ass. You know what I mean? My mom was just like psycho, wanted to beat me all the time, wanted to abuse me, wanted to do whatever she could to just like...
So hard drugs and physical violence or
Versus-
weed and everything's pretty cool.
Right, and he's a musician and like, you know, like probably hit on all my girlfriends, but whatever, you know,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So I went to the dad, but that was after we got back from Santa Cruz. So once we got back from Santa Cruz, then my dad says, hey, here's a great idea. Let's get you involved in this thing called Hollywood Kids Say No to Drugs, and you'll be like the spokesperson because we know you hate drugs. And I'm like, perfect. So I start doing that. Then he introduces me to pedophile number 2. Well, actually, I'd already met pedophile number 2, which was Alfie, but he came through the whole, because I knew him from being supposedly Bobby Hoffman's son. Bobby Hoffman was the head of casting for Paramount Television and cast me in all of my TV shows growing up as a kid, and many other kids as well. And then he was living with this dude Alfie, and Alfie started doing these underage clubs called Alfie's Soda Pop Club. So that's when my mom invited me to go to Alfie's club or whatever, his party with Bobby at their house. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, Alfie's going to come pick you up. So you're very special. You're very lucky because Alfie's going to come pick you up and take you to this party. So Alfie was one, then John, but John comes through my dad. And so my dad over at New Talent is like, hey, I can't be on the set with you during Lost Boys all the time, and you know, I'm really busy and stuff, so I'm going to get you this assistant guy who's basically going to drive you around and be your gopher and be your chaperone and be your whatever. Because again, right, the whole reason Joel Schumacher wanted to get me parental guidance and wanted to like make sure that I was set before he kept me on board was to make sure that I didn't get around some flunky who wasn't going to take it seriously and wasn't going to care about my best interests, right? Well, so what does my dad do? I go to my dad's for better care and end up with a new flunky who's also a pedophile. Isn't that ironic? Like every time I get swapped to somebody, it's like another pedophile. So anyway, yeah, that's
you tell
exactly
anybody,
how it
or are you
happened.
keeping it in?
Who are you going to tell?
Yeah.
I mean, your parents are the ones that are bringing them into your life, right? And by the way, nothing happened with the Alfie guy until after I was living with my dad. So when I was living with my mom, the only thing that was happening was that Marty Weiss was coming and breaking me out of my house in the middle of the night and taking me out on drives, but he never molested me during that time. He was only kidnapping me and we were having fun together, so it didn't look like anything I would... See, that's the thing. That's how they get you, right? They get your trust by like...
It's like grooming you.
Right, by being your friend and being like, hey, I'm going to be the cool guy that's going to get you out of this bad situation, so then you trust them.
So how does the emancipation court
So how do we get there?
proceedings begin?
So ironically, it's the guy that was hired by my dad, John Grissom, who is the pedophile, who says, hey, you got to get away from these abusive parents, and they're taking all your money and they're screwing you over. We got to get you out of this situation.
Chalk went up for the pedophile because that was a good call.
Right. So he's like, so we'll get you in. Was it though? Really? Who knows? That's the thing. Because then he also introduced me to cocaine. Because like after that, so now that I'm with him, it's like we're hanging out all the time. Like, oh, look at Sam Kinison, all these guys at the Comedy Store. They're like, love you. Let's go hang out with them. And then we walk into their parties and there's giant mounds of cocaine on the table. 15-year-olds should not have been there in the first place. But he walks me in, he's like, hey man, this is a party. And I'm like, cool, it's a party. And then like, I'm like, but I don't do cocaine. And I resisted it for like the first 6 months hanging out with all those guys. And then eventually I just got weak and I was like, well, they look like they're all having fun. And if they're having fun, I guess I
they were
should have
having
fun
pretty
too.
good time at the Comedy Store.
They were.
In
they,
the 80s
were.
and the
Yeah.
yeah.
That was before they crossed the imaginary line. So it was all good in the hood.
Sure.
You know?
And is that when Kinison had the house like right up the hill from the Comedy Store?
Crest Hill.
That's it.
So we were chilling at Crest Hill. So it was at the Crest Hill house actually where I did my first, like not the one from my mom, which was the one time, one line, but this was like the first time I actually did cocaine. Okay. So John Grissom gives it to me and he's like, oh, you got to try, now you got to try crack. Now you got to try heroin. Now you got to try LSD.
wow.
So every drug that I ever did literally was because of the same dude.
Okay.
How soon
that
after
dude
did you start
literally
doing
gave me
heroin?
everything. Oh, like 2 years later.
2 years later?
It was a process. But
So-
I had to go through my cocaine phase, like where I got really into coke for a while. That was like the whole thing lasted 2 years. But like basically I was really into cocaine for like 6 months to a year. And then was like, you know, I see it destroying all my friends' lives. I see it destroying my life. I crossed that imaginary line. People are having that talk with me. They're like, you don't see you have a problem. You have a problem. I'm like, what is the problem? I'm staying up for 3-4 days at a time and we're having a great time. No problem. You know, and they're like, no, that's a problem.
Yeah, right.
So that is the problem.
That pedophile didn't do everything to help, but he was the one who said, you got to get away from your parents.
So I can have more control over you and do what I want with you and put you on drugs so I can completely manipulate and control you.
Understood, but was it
not
that,
like some superhero?
Right. But did he get you set up with some kind of attorney? Because
Yes,
I'm just
he
fascinated
did.
by
Yes,
the
he did.
idea, like the idea of
And the
you
attorney, I hope you
yeah,
don't
go
mind.
for it. Like because you were like the first like child star to legally like become independent of your parents before, like when you were only 15 years old. That's
Not
like,
the first. I believe Drew did it first.
oh, Drew Barrymore.
She might have done it first.
Okay.
So we were right neck and neck around the same.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
but-
pretty big deal. And what I read about it was that you were a bona fide millionaire at 15 years old, but by the time the court proceedings played out, like all they had to show for all of your earnings was $40,000.
You did your fact check. I
Yeah,
like it.
so-
Very well done. Well, let me tell you how it actually went down.
I was really fascinated to ask this question because to become emancipated from your parents means to become completely independent of them. He did this at the age of 15 and was like, wow, you know, okay, I got no parents. I'm an adult. That's fascinating. And you know what else is fascinating? Being completely independent of having to get in your car and drive anywhere. If you want to get food, if you want to get groceries, if you want to get any household supplies, you know what? Stay put, do what you got to do, leave it to DoorDash, man. This is the best way to get food fresh, everything delivered, and here's a killer deal for you. You download the DoorDash app. You plug in the promo code STEVO. For your first order of over $15, you get 25% off and no delivery fees. Boom. And that's good for a value of up to $10. So go ahead and figure out, what do you want to eat? Maybe something from your favorite restaurant. Let your imagination run wild. Then download the DoorDash app, plug in the promo code STEVO, and like I said, enjoy 25% off of your first order of $15 or more, a value of up to $10, and 0 delivery fees. So get your work done, let it just come to your door, enjoy, and let's try to figure out what's going on with this emancipation business.
So basically what happened was, in order to get emancipated, I had to be on my shit. Like, I had to know what I was doing. I had to be able to, like, say, okay, this is bop, 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 right? Because otherwise they're not going to let you go. They want to see, A, that you know what you're talking about, you know your finances, you know where you're at, and that you're going to be able to be self-sufficient and provide for yourself in the event that they turn over the power of signature to you.
Right.
So basically what happened was I went down to the Producers Pension Health and Welfare, which is where everybody who's an actor, their residuals go, their payment, their, you know, futures, their pension, it's all put into
that
there.
part of
So there's an
SAG?
accounting. It's not part of SAG. It's a separate division, separate building altogether.
Were you a producer?
I was not. No. It's the Producers Pension Health and Welfare, meaning the producers have to pay into this pension on the behalf of the actors, right?
Okay.
So there's a certain amount of money that accrues. So they can, A, see all the money that you've earned, and then B, see what's left in your accounts, because they're the ones that make sure that, like with the Jackie Coogan law, they have to put like 15% aside from every
15%,
paycheck.
that keeps coming up. It's crazy. Your
Yeah.
parents are only allowed to blow 85% of your money.
Right, exactly. But we're going to make sure you got a few cents left. Don't worry. And that's what is not covered up, right? Because the way my parents did it, which was super slick, because typically like a manager gets 10 to 15%, as you know, right? Well, my parents were both my managers, and they both took 15%.
Wow.
So there's your 30% right there off the top. Then you got 40% to taxes.
I don't know about like literary.
Then you got your
maybe.
business manager, your agent. Your agent takes 10%. Business manager takes 5%. Wait, what's happened? Where there's 15%.
How do they justify 15%? Because they figure they're taking off of work.
You're right. That is a bit too much. Why
Yeah,
should those
I
kids earn
don't- I've
anything?
never
Screw
heard of
those kids.
manager.
No. Like, why wouldn't it be like?
Why not 100% or like
Yeah.
No, of
90?
course it should be. Yes,
Yeah.
the kid should get all the money.
Yeah.
Right.
It should be 85% to the kid and like
Is it because they
15% to
figure,
divide
like-
between all the managers.
Right.
Because the kid's doing the work, right?
do they figure because
giving
like
up their childhood, giving up their freedom.
Yeah, and-
Somebody,
and-
go ahead.
What's even more crazy to me, we could talk about the unfairness of all the money
life.
being
Yeah.
commissions, but it's just so fascinating to me. A judge grants you emancipation, and so now you're 15 years old, but you are not legally an adult.
Right.
So it's
So basically-
waiving the idea of minor.
So here's what happens. So we go to the court, right? And I prove, okay, so this is where that comes in. We go to Producers Pension Health and Welfare. They show me you have earned $1 million to this point. At 14 and a half, this is where you're at. You've earned $1 million. However, here's what's in your account right now, and that's where the 40,000 came in.
Right. I mean, you got to figure if you've earned $1 million, then that puts you in a pretty high tax bracket. So you could almost ballpark it at 50% goes to taxes.
But tell a
so it's down to
15-year-old that.
500.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So there's fuckery going on, but it wasn't necessarily like as crazy as $1 million down to
40,000.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Out of $1 million. Bro.
It's pretty
Explain
bad.
to a 15-year-old like taxes.
Right.
Like, look, they take out
No,
half
I'm with
because
you. I'm with you. It's
Right,
bad.
right, right.
It's
Because what?
bad.
That's 4%,
Right.
or is it even less?
And for,
can't-
you know,
yeah,
you know
that's 4%.
what strikes
4%,
me.
correct.
yeah.
Given your resume at that time,
Yeah.
you know, like with Goonies, Gremlins,
Friday
Lost Boys,
13th.
like Friday the 13th,
Right.
fucking all the Bad
Adam's
News Bears,
Place,
like,
Bad News Bear, all of it. Mork and Mindy with Robin Williams, all of it.
It feels pretty shocking that you would only have earned $1 million at that point.
Well, yeah, because they weren't paying people like they were these days.
Right, like there was
Like-
no back end, there was nothing.
No.
Stand
And
by
even,
Me.
let
was
me tell you something. Do you know what I
huge.
got paid? I'll tell everybody. I got paid for Goonies $40,000.
It was that SAG scale for a principal role.
Yeah, because we were on it for 6 months.
And all these
that's
years-
$40,000 for 6 months
Right, and
of
all
work.
these years
That's
later,
crazy.
Right, that's like slave labor if you think about it.
And we're almost 40 years later, and now SAG scale for that kind of roles $65,000.
Right, exactly. Exactly. That's
Yeah,
got a lot
wow.
better. But that said, if you do one movie, you get jumped up to like the $1 million payday bracket. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you do
Sure.
one movie that's successful, you're getting an offer for $1 million.
Yeah, the kids in Spider-Man
I
are
did
doing
15
fine.
number one films and was still getting like, here, license to drive. How about $100,000? And I'm like,
Wow.
what? It's my name over the damn title. And that's the kind of money we were making. It was
Damn.
terrible. It was terrible.
Could you negotiate? Were you like told not to do that? Or I mean, what do you?
My agents were like William Morris at the time, so yeah, they probably should have made sure that didn't happen, right?
Right.
You would think.
Here's a question I was dying to ask you, because you know, I'm known for all the Jackass stuff.
You are.
But
No, I'm just joking.
right. But I've since really like established myself in the comedy world doing
Okay.
stand-up. And I'm still not known as a stand-up comedian, but I've been like way more successful in stand-up comedy from a financial perspective.
Okay,
I've made
okay.
way more money doing stand-up comedy than I ever made from
Exactly.
Jackass.
Exactly.
And so
thank you. So that's why a lot of like when he said to me like, "Oh, well, in the '80s when you were big
Right.
or whatever," and I'm like, "No, you don't understand." Like because
Right.
in the '80s, the way I look at it was I was a slave. I wasn't making much money. I didn't get much play from girls because I was shy and intimidated and awkward. So like. The 80s to me were not some great glory days, you know what I mean? It was more like I was a slave kid that was just basically trying to get away from the abusers, trying to get away from the parents, trying to get away from everybody that was trying to hold me down. And then I ended up a drug addict, then I ended up in jail, then I ended up in rehab. So it wasn't really until the 90s that I started even living my life. Like
Yeah.
quite honestly, like 91, 92, that's when I started feeling like a human being and actually caring about myself and loving myself and wanting to like self-heal and all of that kind of stuff. And so
That's
it was
interesting
from
because
that
it would-
point on that my life started, I think.
Gotcha.
Was that
You were still like on some pretty hard drugs until at least 95, right?
No, man.
Oh, no?
No. Sober.
Wow, okay.
I was sober in 89.
Wow.
And how
okay.
old are you then? You're like 20 or something?
I was 18.
18.
And you've got some correcting to do on Wikipedia.
Oh, dude, Wikipedia is whacked. Don't get me started.
Right. I mean,
No.
I'm
Get me
sure.
started. Let me tell you about this. Okay, let's talk. Let's be real.
I've got some shit on Wikipedia. That's
I'm on
wrong,
media
too.
blackout. Do you know what media blackout means?
I don't know what that
It means
means.
that there's actually people out there that are working on a 24-hour basis to discredit and defame me and change the facts of life. So Wikipedia is supposed to be an open forum where anybody user-friendly can go in there and edit whatever they want, right? Which leaves you open to the truth. It also leaves you open to lies.
Right.
That's what you would think. But if me or anybody on my team tries to go into Wikipedia, you can try it right now, and you try to edit something, it'll stick for about 2 minutes, and then it goes back and reverts to whatever the bullshit was that was there.
Ah.
Okay, then, like if it's me and I try it, say like multiple times, 2 or 3 times, all of a sudden I get a notice up that says I'm blocked. My IP address is blocked for the next 2 years.
Wow.
And
I didn't know
anybody
that it was
that
that
tries
easy to
to-
even try to change Wikipedia.
No,
I remember
you
being on a cookie
You
better
should
one
be
time.
able to. You should be able to. The way that whole program is set up, the way that the website works, is it's a user-friendly basis, which means that anybody with a computer and any basic knowledge of HTML can get in there and edit it and show the links that they need to show the truth. And like it should all back up because somebody's got to go through it and go like, oh,
Right.
this makes sense. This points to this. This
Right.
da 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 da. But they have some kind of system on mine, maybe yours, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how truthful yours is or off yours
I mean,
is.
it's
but-
just like, it says I've been married twice, and I've actually never been married.
right.
You know, it's
How
frustrating.
are they allowed to do that though? Isn't that
but
like
here's
libel?
the thing. Yeah, good question, right? Especially when they're purposefully blocking your IP address or anybody associated with you. So yeah,
Right.
Wikimedia is the company that owns Wikipedia, and we're probably going to have to send them some very serious letters from our lawyers because this is not acceptable. They're out there lying about me. Everything on Wikipedia is BS.
What's the malicious lie?
The malicious lie is like you just said. There's, they say
I
that I
mean,
wasn't
just-
really sober, or they
Right,
say
right.
like one of the things says that I went on the Today Show in October, and then 2 months later I was arrested in Louisiana. Like da 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 da. Let me tell you something. I was never arrested in Louisiana.
Right, that was when
Newsflash: I was not arrested. Members of my band were arrested
And that was only
for
for
having
weed, right? Yeah.
and a half a Xanax pill.
Yeah.
Okay, not my Xanax pill, not my weed. I wasn't arrested. Let's just be
Right.
real. So the bottom line is there's people out there maliciously, intentionally trying to make me sound like a liar, trying to change my
Okay.
credibility. Okay? Because obviously, if I'm lying about this or if I'm lying about that, then those really important big stories that I told in my documentary must not be true because obviously
Okay.
I'm a liar.
All right.
Right.
Do you know
See,
who's
that's
telling these
kind of-
lies, or is it just anonymous?
It's connected to the debunking of my truth. So I put out a documentary. You know about the documentary.
I mean,
I guess, or maybe not, but
I didn't know about it until I got ready to meet you today.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So where's this documentary available?
it's not anymore.
Well, it's not.
So what happened was I spent $1.3 million making this film. We premiered it at the Directors Guild. There was 700 people there, sold out audience, standing room only, amazing, incredible. And the night we get there, we start the film, and it was streaming globally because I was the first person actually ever to do a live global streaming VOD premiere.
And people had to pay to stream it?
Pay-per-view, right.
Was it
Nice.
successful?
It would have been had we not gotten hacked and pirated.
Okay.
Okay, so as the film started, all of a sudden the thing froze, and people all over the world who paid money to see the film could not see it because there was an interruption of service. It's called a DDoS server attack.
Okay.
So we got a DDoS server attack that shut down the film, shut down the stream. They actually copied it. They stole the stream. They copied the script. And then they created a subsidiary website that was like a copycat website that went up literally live the moment our stream came down. And they started selling tickets for $30 versus us who were charging $20 for the ticket. So they're taking the same movie, same stream, same script. So it looks like
Did
the
they
same
have,
website.
like,
They even pushed it up in the Google search. So mine was mytruthdoc.com. Theirs was mytruthdocs.com. They put up a fake website the same exact time that our premiere is
When
happening.
they shut down yours, did they direct all of your traffic to their page?
Correct.
So they would have had to have been able to edit your page as well, but I guess they hacked it. So
Well, yeah, they
could.
hacked it. They stole the stream. They copied the script.
Wow.
And they were able to build another prototype of a website that looked exactly like ours
So-
that went live the moment that ours went down.
So by the virtue.
And then somehow the media just never talked about it because the next day was COVID, so nobody wanted
Wow,
to talk about
wow.
it. And so I've never been on any talk shows. The news won't have me on. That's why I say
So-
media blackout, because all the mainstream media has prevented me from coming forth and talking about this story.
given that these hackers actually monetized it, they took money. Isn't it possible to follow that money trail and get to these people who committed the copyright?
Yeah, you'd need a lot of expensive lawyers and a lot of investigators.
Were you able to get any sense of how many buys they did?
Well, I have no idea how many tickets they sold for their, fake, but I know that it was up for 3 months before we even knew about it. I found it by accident. Or actually, my director, the guy who directed the film, Brian Herzlinger, texts me one day and he goes, "Hey, do you know about this? You just did a post for our movie that goes to a different website." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah." And it was like an accidental thing. Like I put my truths instead of my truth by accident, and you click on it and it's an actual website, but it's not our website. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, that's an entirely different website. That's not our website." I was like, "Holy shit."
And it
So-
was and
They
then-
were selling the tickets.
So that was multiple different websites.
Okay,
that
so
were
there was that one. That was the main thing, how they were pulling the money out. But the way they liquidated the movie and made it worthless was by putting it out for free all over YouTube. So they put out about 200 free links on YouTube. The first one got 250,000 views before YouTube would take it down. And we were sending them letters for weeks and they wouldn't listen because we didn't have the exact right trademark information or the exact copyright information or whatever. And they wanted everything by the book before they would even listen to us that this is our film. Even though I paid for it, even though it's my name on it, I produced
Wow.
it, it's my lawyer hitting you up. But if you don't have the exact paperwork, they're not going to listen.
That makes me glad that we got in business with that anti-piracy company before putting out Gnarly.
Yeah.
We spent like $6,000 to get this anti-piracy company to stamp whatever. Right? So if anywhere my shit shows up,
Yeah.
it's gonna be flag.
Trademark type thing.
Yeah,
That's
that's gonna
cool.
prevent
Yeah.
it from showing up on YouTube.
I was so naive, man. I had no idea. I thought hey, I found a foolproof way because look, I put out a book. They edited my story. I put out a film on the Lifetime Network that was a pretty good film that I helped produce. They edited and changed the story, even as far as
Right.
changing the scenes to make it not what it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? So everything kept getting changed and edited. How are you going to get the truth out? Everybody kept saying, "You got to get the truth out. You got to get the truth out." Fine. How do I do this so that nobody is controlling the narrative but me? Right? Well, the only way that you can possibly do that is to put it out in a documentary format. But
Sure.
even then, you've got to get your E&O lawyers to approve everything to make sure you don't get sued, right? You can't put out
Right.
anything that's above and beyond, and you have to work really, really, really hard to prove that everything is corroborated. There's
Right.
not one thing in that movie that wasn't corroborated
Yeah,
by
but it sounded like
multiple
that.
people.
That it sounded like that. Those were some pretty fiery
Allegations. Right. Yeah.
Well, but I'm confused why it's.
I mean, to be clear,
where is
the
it
name
now?
of the documentary was "My Truth: The Rape of Two Corys."
Right. Exactly.
And even saying the word rape on YouTube, I think gets you.
So have you not talked about it since then?
I have not talked about
This
it.
is the
since
first time.
But
you-
so-
first time,
You said
yeah.
that this documentary is not available, but so did you ultimately get it all taken down from YouTube?
Yeah, so we got them finally taken down. But so 250,000 views at $20 a pop. How much money is that?
250,000 views at $20
4
a
million?
pop, 5 million.
More. Try 50 million.
Wait, 250.
50 million.
I'm bad at math.
250,000 views at $20 a pop.
It's 50 million.
I think it's 5.
It's 5 million.
20 divided by 4.
Yeah, it's because
Divided by 250 though.
Well, but it's a quarter million.
250 times 2 is 500,000.
Maybe I'm good at
And then
math.
you add 1 0 because it's a 20. So it's 5 million.
I don't think so.
Maybe
But
that's just
whatever.
one of the links, and then you.
Yeah.
No, whatever. No, that was definitely just one of the links. But the point is, altogether, it came out
Right.
to like $80 million.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a lucrative business play.
So do you
regardless.
have the?
I mean, it wasn't, and we weren't doing it for that. You know, at the end
Right.
of the day, we just wanted to get the truth out. But I had bills I have to pay back. I have
sure.
people that, like a whole crew that was working on
Right.
spec. You know, that was
Right.
looking forward to it
I
doing
get it,
well and
man.
getting paid. And then on top of it, what we could have done with the profits would have been
Right.
unbelievable. I'm not good at math either, by the way, so I could totally be the
Dude,
one that's wrong.
it's
I don't
easy.
even know, but we should pull out a calculator.
It-
Somebody
it-
already has. Don't
it's
worry.
easy.
Somebody's sitting there like, you're an asshole.
Yeah,
What-
on the comments.
Of course.
What,
You're an asshole. You don't know how to do math. Go bite yourself. And, you know.
It brings me back to the question I wanted to ask, which is for your prolific film career and you know the staggering success that you had in it. Like, I would believe that it's your music career that's been more financially rewarding for you.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been the last 5 years that my music luckily blew up. And again, this was, I believe, just an attempt to try and like knock me down and make me look like a jackass. Sorry for the expression.
It's all good.
But yeah, I mean, because we did the Today Show, which was obviously a setup. I mean, like every single media outlet at the exact same moment, the second we walked off stage, was like, what was that? What was that bizarre, strange performance? You know, Corey Feldman really blew the, you know, donkey or whatever. Like, it was terrible. What was he thinking? And it was all across the board. Everybody had the exact same headline. Like, you're telling me that there's not one single media outlet that saw it a little bit differently or had a different perspective or wrote maybe a few different words? No, it was the exact same language across the board at the same
Does
time.
that-
Isn't that miraculous?
Who'd you piss off?
Exactly. So
Do you think
a bunch
that
of pedophiles that are very powerful. That too.
Do you think that in that case, because there was so much widespread, you know, coverage of this performance, which was critically panned, like just the fact that there was that much coverage, do you think
Inadvertently, it made
helped.
it go through the roof.
Right.
First
So-
of
so
all,
you
it was the
subscribe-
most, because of what they did, it backfired. It was the most viewed performance in the Today Show history. That's what she said. So Tamra Hall, said it on live TV. She goes, "This is the most viewed performance in the TodayShow.com ever." Boom.
right?
That was
Yes,
her
I believe it.
Subscribe to the notion that there's no such thing as bad publicity in this case.
Well, there isn't. As long as they're writing about you or talking about you, then you're in good shape. So that's why what they're doing to me now is even worse, because they won't even have me on to explain what's been going on. They won't even have me on to explain what happened to my film. We're talking about $100 million worth of, you know, liquid corruption that just happened. Tax evasion. Who's paying the taxes on all that money that went through those fingertips?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
where's
mean,
all
you
that
can't-
advertising money? All that, you know.
If you can't trace down the people and the money for a copyright claim,
And
which
not
would
only
be-
that, but they were making DVDs. They literally had DVDs with the packaging, with the artwork, with
Okay,
everything, and you're like,
so
what the fuck?
presumably the documentary, you know, even though you didn't make any money off of it,
Right.
some people made money off it, and plenty of people saw it. So how is the documentary critically reviewed?
Oh, amazingly.
Okay.
Amazingly. Yeah, I mean, like anybody that's giving an honest review of it, like, okay, so what happened was they tried to act like it didn't happen at all. Like, I did actually read news stories the next morning that said it was all a lie. Corey was scamming his fans. There was no movie. Fortunately, what they didn't expect is they didn't expect that I would have two separate copies. So we had the copy that was streaming for the whole world to see, and then we had a separate copy that was the premiere copy at the DGA. So I actually stopped the film 15 minutes in and said, look guys, I don't know if I should finish the movie because it's been hacked online And it's not really fair to all the people who paid to not get to see the movie at the same time as you. So I was thinking about not even playing the rest of it at the premiere and coming back and doing it a separate day once we got it all worked out. And it was actually a bunch of actors who rushed the stage. Like Roseanne Arquette was one of them. And she was the most vocal. And she got to the front of the stage and said, Corey, you need to do this now. She's like, do not back down. She goes, that's what they want. They want you to stop the film. They want you to not play it. She said, but if you do this, you're never going to get all of us back here again. You're never going to get a whole premiere full of people.
Right, okay.
Like, it's never going to happen. And I was like, you know what? She's right. And so because of that, I continued the film and I played the whole movie out. And so the next day, you added in Rolling Stone, LA
Wow.
Times, Entertainment Weekly. Everybody reviewed the movie and said it was a good movie, and we did the thing, But then everybody that wasn't in the room tried to say that the movie never played. There was no movie. There was no there. It was a nothing burger, blah, 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 blah,
So,
blah.
so for people who are listening to this and they're just dying to see this movie, are you really telling them that it's not available for
I
them?
can't. It can't because, number one, I had to pull it. I had to pull it because of the safety of my life and my family. There was 2 attempts on my life leading up to this, which are documented in the movie. The LAPD, for whatever reason, will not give us the video footage to prove that I was actually attacked because people tried to say that the attack never happened. That's the way they spun it. The LAPD officer, for whatever reason, after I have video footage of them photographing the wound and sizing the scar and the laceration, right? They're literally like sizing it and taking pictures of it in the hospital
And then
room.
they said that
they turned around and said there was no puncture wound.
Yeah, wow.
Somebody tried to
it
stab
was
you in the back of the neck.
in the side. It was very tiny. It was a god. They literally, it was a godsend. I don't know how, I can't explain it, but they missed. So they didn't get very far. They just got like the very tip of the knife into me. So I thought it was like maybe a needle because I couldn't figure it out.
I remember the story being that you thought it was somebody was trying to give you
Hypodermic
like
needle.
yeah.
I didn't know. But then later on, when I was showing the jacket that I got stabbed in to the cops, we saw a slit this big. So that it was a knife because there was a slit in the jacket. Okay. So anyway, so I went and filed a subpoena to LAPD for the Freedom of Information Act and said, I know you guys have the footage. You showed me the footage. You can't see what they're doing, but you can easily see that they break into my car and they reach in and they do something, right?
Right.
Give me that footage for my documentary.
Where did this
And they
attack
wouldn't give
take
it to me.
place?
On Ventura Boulevard
And was it? And what was the
at night.
It was just random. You were there. Or was
It wasn't random.
Oh, well,
They
understood.
followed me. They followed
Okay.
me from where I was eating.
But it wasn't at like the screening of your movie or
No.
Right.
I was having dinner actually with the director and my friend Jameson Newlander, who played the other Frog Brother, and we were actually discussing, and I was showing them what I call my Bible of evidence, and I was showing them everything, telling them everything that had happened up to that point and why I felt it was necessary to make this documentary, asking Brian if he was interested in, being a part of it. And honestly, he's sitting there looking at me like, is this guy lost his mind? Like, maybe he's gone crazy. This is like over the top. He didn't believe any of it until he saw what happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I left there that night and I got followed and all this shit went down and I ended up in the hospital the next day.
So the attack happened while you were making the documentary.
Before we made the documentary.
Before.
Right.
So then the documentary came out. You released it.
Right.
Since it's been released, were
So
there
we've
other
had things
threats
like-
or something that makes you want to retract that and not leave it out?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, it's a constant nonstop barrage on Twitter, on social media. They're constantly gaslighting me. They're trying to accuse me of things that I never did. Basically what happened was they sent some spies into my life, which are the girls that were part of my Angel tour. A couple of the musicians were not actual musicians. They were spies that were put into my life to cause mayhem and destruction.
They're called the
It's a
honeypot.
Crazy, yeah, basically same kind of deal. So these girls were put in there to basically cause mayhem and disarray. And then when I fired them because of the mayhem and disarray, they turned around and made false allegations about me, which were investigated by LAPD, and I was cleared of those false allegations. Yet they keep throwing them out there and they keep adding names to the list, like, oh, there's like 10 girls who've come forward. There's no 10 girls, but they pretend that there's these fake names. So it's 3 girls that were sent into my tour bus, basically, and we know who sent them there, and they were put there on purpose to make me look bad. and then make false allegations. But then they start adding names of like other people that either we know, some of the names we don't even know who they are. We've never even met these people, and they just make these names, and they basically put a list out there, and they put it under false allegations. And it's tied to, for a while, it was actually tied to this girl named Mindy, who is running to be a politician, who claimed that she knew all this stuff about me. Like, I'd never even spent more than maybe like 2 nights with her, and nothing happened. And like, basically she was there as a date. We went on a date, but she was going to maybe be part of my angel thing. And then I just decided against it. She just didn't, have the right vibe, and I wasn't into it, and that never went forward. So she was like,
So
okay.
when were the
I'll get back
spies
to
sent into your tour bus?
Well, basically, the tour bus itself, I mean, I don't even know how much of this I should say. God.
I mean, whatever. That doesn't matter.
Let's just say this, that
What
there's...
kind of tour bus was it?
It was a very nice one. We hit a lot of success right away. We did the Today Show. It was very successful with the Angels and the Angel Band and all that. But unfortunately, the girls that we used, they were good for like the one song, which was a fairly easy song, but they weren't capable of like learning 30 songs. They just didn't have that kind of skill. So we needed more skilled girls.
Because they were spies?
No.
Oh, this
was
old,
just
yeah.
Right.
strictly professionally. We needed better skilled girls, right? We needed girls that really knew what they were doing, because I have a very wide array of music, and we do everything from like EDM to rock to hip hop. I mean, it's kind of all over the map. So you really have to be very
Right.
versatile as a musician to be able to pull it all off. So because of that, we felt like we needed some, kind of better talent to be the touring talent. And so what we did is we threw an open audition. So open casting call, and we did it over Facebook. So I start getting hit up by like girls from all over the country, oh yeah, check out my reel, check out this, check out that. So we brought in, this girl, like she said she was like a hippie. She was like a gypsy, rather, not a hippie, but a gypsy, traveling from like town to town. And she just happened to be in town and let me come by with my audition, da-da-da-da-da. So she came over, she auditioned, we hired her. She had no place to stay, so we let her stay at our house. And then after she was there for a little while, she starts like saying that, she's a stripper, which we didn't know. And she wanted to like still make money, because we weren't letting her strip, because obviously we didn't want that kind of a look around our branding. And she's like, no, just let me do like cam stuff from inside the house. And I'm like, hell no, what are you, crazy? I'm not going to let that kind of thing be going on in my house. Like, are you nuts? So she didn't like the fact that I told her no, and I thought that was the reason why she was doing all this terrible stuff. I had no idea that it was for a darker reason, which was that she was sent there on purpose. So we found that out based on the fact that she was making phone calls and text messages to that person throughout the tour. We found out that the tour bus driver was his personal tour bus driver. We found out that we were on his actual tour bus, which we paid for, but yeah, we got a really good deal. Let's just say that much. The way we ended up on that bus is because they made the best offer out of all the different buses we were looking at.
What I'm trying to get a sense of is, with all the craziness surrounding the movie and the the controversy and everything, does that just fuel the success of the music?
It would if people knew that the music was coming out. Here's the problem right now, is we're having a very hard time marketing this new album. We've got this beautiful box set and this beautiful new album and a great new single. But the problem is, when mainstream media isn't supporting you and you're not popping up everywhere. Like when we were, we did the Today Show, we had the top 40 song on the Billboard charts.
Wow.
And it was everywhere. Like People Magazine, Rolling Stone, Billboard, everybody broke the story about Corey's new album's coming out. So we put out a press release, new album's coming out. Nobody's picking it up. It's crickets.
So let's see the box.
If they don't support you, how are you going to get a hit, right? So it's all based on you now, Steve-O. You're the lifeline.
So is this on Spotify?
This isn't finished yet. So this is just look at the artwork, but yeah.
Wow.
And it actually has the world's first ever hologram on a box set. So we've never had this kind of technology before in history, but I am the first artist, I believe, to pop up in a hologram on top of my own box and dance across the top of it.
So you're going to pop up here?
Am I able to open this?
You can open, but the CDs aren't there yet because it's not finished. Actually, we get them tomorrow. So if we'd done this interview one day later, I could have given you the CD wallet. But you can see some of the items inside. There is the 22 magazine, which was specially made just for this.
Wow.
Wow.
And that features a lot of the artists who are part of the box, from Don Dawkin to Michael Damian, Mickey Thomas, a lot of 80s dudes, because this box set basically covers from 1986 to 1994. Plus, we have a brand new album. So the brand new album is a sequel. The first album was called Love Left, and the sequel is called Love Left 2, Army with Love. So the first album came out in 1994. We started recording it. Actually, the very first song was while I was working on Lost Boys, living in my dad's apartment, and in the music video Runaway, which is part of the box set and also available for free on my YouTube channel right now, you can see the two guys that molested me dancing behind me in my dad's apartment at 15 years old. Because those were my friends. Those were the guys I was hanging out
How
with.
do they find the YouTube channel?
You can just go to Corey Feldman YouTube. Just type in, Corey Feldman channel on YouTube. and you'll find it.
YouTube.com/Corey Feldman.
That's it, yeah. Or Corey Feldman 2, I think you have to write in the 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you started your band in 94.
No, I started in 86.
Oh,
so as I
damn.
was saying, the very first video was while we were shooting Lost Boys. Look, we got these
Wow,
cool
okay.
sunglasses.
Nice.
Corey
Fuck
Feldman
yeah.
How
sunglasses.
many of the musicians are the same from the original?
Well, the great thing about this is like we got in touch with everybody. The very first song I wrote was called Runaway, ironically, and it was about a 15-year-old kid who's getting abused at home and is looking for some kind of salvation. So he goes and he runs away and he gets on the streets and he gets caught up in a sex trafficking ring where they start feeding him crack. Now, this was all a premonition because I had not done drugs yet.
Wow.
I was an innocent kid. I'm working on Lost Boys, living in my dad's apartment, and all of a sudden, boom, it all happened. So literally, I tried to run away, which was me getting emancipated, and then I got, the crack in my face and all of that stuff. So it all kind of played out exactly the way that I foresaw it, including having the two pedophiles in the music video with me dancing around in the living room. So it's really bizarre. But, I felt like instead of running from it, I got to put it out there because
that the
that was
album?
how it all started. So this is a vinyl EP, and it's like an 8-song teaser. So that came out about 3-4 months ago, which that sold really well because we did it as a fundraising thing where basically people had to buy them to press them. So we sold all of them in advance.
It was like a pre-sale.
Pre-order,
Nice.
yeah.
I love the artwork.
Thank you.
On
Yeah,
both of
yeah.
these, the
Pull it
box
out,
set and
feel free.
the vinyl.
Show
It's a
the
picture
camera.
disc, so it's actually really badass. The disc itself is beautiful.
And how do people get themselves this?
If they are interested in any of the above, they can go to my website, CoreyFeldman.net, and they can buy whatever they want there.
Is anything autographed on there?
If they want it autographed, we'll autograph
I want to get one. I'm going to get one of those
it. Aw,
autographs.
look at you. Thank you. I appreciate the support.
He really does.
That means a lot to me.
He's clean and sober.
Nice.
He bought
Yes.
he bought weed yesterday to support Jaleel White.
Oh, God.
And he made me smell it.
That's terrible.
It smelled so good.
Yeah. I smoked it last night. It was great.
You smoked it last
I'll
night?
give it a record. I'll give it a review. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I mean,
Did you microdose too?
No, I just went straight, so I
Are you
had
still
a
holding
pure
those magic
review.
mushrooms from tour?
I still
my
have them.
God.
Yeah, I haven't used them yet.
Some guy on tour just gave us these a shitload of magic mushrooms.
Are
And
they
he's
real?
They gave him.
They're real.
they are.
And
Nothing
Scott,
to do with it.
because,
I was like, I don't. The guy's naming off all these
Okay.
strains, and I'm like,
Isn't that beautiful?
no, but Scott's like,
It's a
why don't you just
beautiful
eat
word,
all
right?
those right now? Like,
Okay.
you always expect me to do drugs how you
They're busy
used to
talking
do
about drugs. No time for promo here.
CoreyFeldman.net.
Yes.
CoreyFeldman.net is where you get all things Corey Feldman, including the Love Returns EP.
That's
and
right. And the Love
box
Left
set.
2.1 box set, which features both my brand new album, Love Left 2 Army with Love, and the remix remaster of the original album, and 18 never released songs from 1986 to 1994, and 4 hours worth of video footage, including a brand new documentary, not this documentary that we were
Okay.
talking about, but a music documentary, which is kind of more
There
like
you
a behind
go.
the music, which shows how it all started with my music career, when I started recording, when I started performing, how it all got to this point.
Yeah.
And then also the making of the actual box set and the new album. So it's pretty cool.
So that's a very comprehensive box set which covers your entire music career.
Not entire, only 86 to 94. So that's the whole idea, is the starting, the beginning of the music career. So it's like an 80s,
so it's like Hot
early
Rocks
90s thing.
for the Rolling Stones, the first one.
Exactly. And then the brand new album, so that brings it up to speed. But everything in between, all 5 albums that happen in between, are not represented.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you touring?
We plan to, we hope to, but I need to get a new booking
You need
agent.
to get a new tour bus.
A new tour bus for sure.
He's got a guy.
Exactly.
He's got a guy.
Talk to
Do you?
Steve.
Actually,
yeah.
do you guys have your own bus? Do you
I
have your own bus?
just.
We might be able to rent it from
I
you.
just bought a new bus. Yeah.
Nice.
But
Do you
I
rent
went
it out to friends?
I sure could. I went the RV route, not like the traditional tour bus.
Okay.
I
did that too. We did that on one of our tours.
Did you consider that a mistake?
That was my first full bus tour.
Yeah.
So that was that was my second full bus tour. I'm lying. I did one on the Last Truth Movement tour. For the Last Truth Movement album, we had a big bus that was beautiful, and that was very nice and very convenient. But that said, I did a really nice RV tour as I think the second Angelic tour, so like the mini tour. And we got like this like 35-foot Winnie type thing. But it was like, it had like the extenders that come out.
Yeah, the slides.
Yeah, and it was pretty dope too, because the way that it was outfitted, like the extender would pop out, and like when you had to do that when you were only parked, like you couldn't
Sure,
do that
of
while
course.
you were driving. But the thing is that like when it went back in, it shut off a wall, and inside those walls there were sleepers. So like it was great if you had it open because you had a
Right.
little area to chill. But as soon as it closed, you were basically locked in. And you couldn't get out of your sleeper until like we opened it back up again, which means if there was like a bad accident, that's like super dangerous.
Please tell me that's not the next one.
Talk about a fire hazard.
No,
Yeah,
Scott's nightmare.
I did way better by you, bro.
Dude,
I hooked you up.
bro, I'll like come into Steve's like room in the RV, and he's looking at like a RV video that has like 40 views. He's like, dude, look at this thing, and he's like showing everybody. He's obsessed.
Was it cool though?
It's very fucking cool.
I mean, it's cool
Is it
as like
like
seeing a
Rockstar or
fucking
what?
somebody build trains, you know? Like,
Oh come on! No, but look, if you got like a shower, you're doing really good.
I mean, it's
You know,
epic.
if you got
I
like
did.
a little kitchenette, you're
Dude, the
doing
one I
really
got
good.
has a dishwasher, a washer, dryer.
That's what I'm talking
fucking
about. That's
Sleeps
what I'm
up to
talking-
9 people.
See, that's what I'm saying.
He'll go check out the
dude.
RVs, and he knows more about it than the people
And the
selling
best part
it.
is you don't have to pay the damn driver. I mean, especially if they're
Yeah.
crooked and they're there to
Well,
just
I mean, we
cause
are-
problems.
No, we're
but-
hiring a driver.
anyway. So we
Oh,
will
you
be,
are?
Yeah, we will be paying a driver.
No, I would see when we were doing our mini tour, I was driving part of the time.
Yeah.
And
We would
that's
die.
actually how I got pulled over and the whole Louisiana thing happened.
Oh,
See,
shit.
if it had
you were
been a bus
driving.
driver,
Yeah.
then they wouldn't have even been able to put my name in the paper. But because I was the one that got pulled over, and then we had to take it down to the police station because I was supposedly driving on a suspended license, which I wasn't aware of because we had just rented the damn thing and used my own insurance and my own driver's license like
Yeah.
a week and a half before. But somehow, like, I guess I forgot to pay something and it popped up right during that little period of time. So all of a sudden now it's like, whoops, bad timing. I guess my license is suspended, and this is how I found out. So we get down to the police station. They couldn't charge me with anything because I didn't do anything wrong other than driving with a suspended license, which quite honestly should have just been a warning because it was within 30
Right.
days. And
But
within
that
30
will
days, it's supposed to
nullify-
technically be a warning.
it's Louisiana.
That will
Right.
nullify the insurance. Now you're driving without insurance, and I think there's registration issues as well. So like,
But they didn't say all that. They
Right.
didn't. Yeah, and like I said, I was never arrested. So they
Everything-
basically looked at it and they went, "Yeah, he's right. This is probably more than we should do." So instead,
sounds like
let's
you
just
got-
go
you
sell
got-
this story to the press and tell everybody he got arrested for drugs.
all right. I mean, hey, press is good, or it can be.
That was not good press. And Wikipedia can suck my, you know
Good.
what.
Good. So we're hoping to get back on tour soon.
Yes, that would be the goal for next year.
But there are no dates as yet.
Not yet.
And the box set is available for pre-order.
It's available for pre-order right now at CoreyFeldman.net, and you can come. I would love if you guys can make it out to my record release party because the album actually comes out and the box set comes out on January 12th, 22.
Ooh, we're on tour.
We'll be on the road.
Yeah, we're on tour.
That's
But dude,
amazing.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would
That'd be awesome.
absolutely love that.
What are you doing?
And
What are you doing?
It's a comedy tour.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
we leave that for Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
Leave that day for Kalamazoo.
Really? Is there a way
Yeah.
you can push it back, Kalamazoo?
Nah, we got Kalamazoo. We got on the 13th, so we got to fly out the day before.
And is that the place where they all use those little things that go ding 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 ding. Kazoos, like it's Kalama Kazoo.
No, but dude, I would absolutely love to support you, and I particularly, I have a soft spot in my heart for anybody who's known for one thing who has ventured out into another thing and been successful.
Got to recreate it. We got to rebuild ourselves. We can't just. Here's the thing, we can't control the world. We can't control what happens. So all we can do is try our best to like reinvent ourselves and try and keep up with the Joneses, right?
Sure.
And especially when they try to put you in that box. They love to put you in that box and say, this is who this is and this is how they're going to always be and that's the way it is. And it's like, no, man, I'm a human being and I evolve. You evolve. We all evolve, right? We have to have the ability and the freedom to evolve.
From what I understand too, your music has like a really dedicated like hardcore fan base.
Absolutely. Yeah. My fans love the stuff. And you know what? I mean, I'm very grateful and very I love my fans. I love them to death. They're everything to me, but I do it because I love it.
Sure.
At the end of the day, it's a passion.
Right.
And I have really good taste in music. I'm friends with some of the greatest rock stars and entertainers in history, which means basically I try to soak up everything I can through those relationships. I go into the studio with them, I learn from them, and I try to, bring that into my work. So I take my work very seriously when it comes to music.
As you should.
But I don't take myself too seriously because why?
That's the way
Why would I?
You mentioned that you were on Instagram Live. So what's your Instagram?
It's CDog22.
CDog22. I'm glad I asked.
Double G, man. CDO double G. You know what's up.
CDO double G22.
That's right. Snoop Dogg was on the Go For It single, my last single.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, I did not know that, dude. That's epic. So is there anything else that we can plug? We got your social media.
Well, let's see, we got Twitter, which has been hijacked by thieves. So, good luck.
Twitter's very hackable, it seems, or it has been in the past. Now they've got their two-step.
Oh, yeah, now that we got Jack Dorsey out, everything's going to change, right?
Right.
We'll see. No, it's not about hackable. It's about there's stuff. Like I said, this stuff is bigger than we all like to think, and there are powers that be that are in control of our lives beyond what we would like to believe.
I believe it.
And it is very abundantly clear when you are on a platform like Twitter, because they do things like they allow people who are blocked from me to jump into my thread, into my timeline, and post something there, like a link to some BS article that's not true or, full of lies. So how do they do that? How are they allowed to do that? And then when I report them, instead of them getting taken down, I get a letter back that says, we do not see how they have broken any of our Twitter safety violations. Wow. And you're like, really? What kind of Twitter safety violations do you have to do to actually get taken down then?
So we won't promote your Twitter.
Yeah, no, screw Twitter.
Forget about the Twitter. Yeah. We like Instagram. It's CDog22.
That's right.
All things Corey Feldman live at CoreyFeldman.net.
You got it. And you can still buy my burnt ears. I've got these burnt ears from the movie Stand By Me. We made a replica, and it's available at cfnftandme.com. So you can get that too.
So there's an NFT of burnt ears.
Yeah. We did an NFT of my burnt ear from Stand By Me. We did a whole hybrid auction thing, and then, well, lo and behold, that got hacked, and unfortunately they froze the bid button for 12 hours, making it impossible for the number to go up, and we got stuck with a $3,700 sale.
Of one ETH?
That would be about 1 ETH,
Yeah, I did an NFT and I only got 1 ETH.
Yeah, but was yours because of corruption and scandal, or was it because it really...
I was like, I wish I could say that.
It went on for 1 ETH, and then someone bought it, and then someone else upbid 1.101, or it was like that. So.
Yeah, no, ours was really hot and heavy, everybody was bidding for the first 12 hours, and then all of a sudden it just stuck, and it wasn't changing, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right. So I hit the people up who were running it, and they're like, oh yeah, it's a blunt brute force attack. Where I guess they had made 8,000 attempts to get into the server so that they could shut it down entirely, but they weren't able to do that. They were only able to freeze the bid button, preventing people from bidding.
But we have more
awesome.
NFTs. More
it's awesome.
NFTs available.
That's the plan.
And more NFTs are available.
Are you on OpenSea?
I don't know about OpenSea, but is that your gallery?
Well, that's where we were running it through. But right now we only have 2 NFTs. We've only made 2 so far under my deal with Cosmic Wire. We're supposed to be making a lot more. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, everything works out.
And the way to find out about that is to follow you on Instagram, which is CDog22.
Absolutely, or CoreyFeldman.net, because you can always find out everything Corey at CoreyFeldman.net.
Dude, I love it, man.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you,
God bless you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Thank
for
you. I
sure.
appreciate your support.
Yeah, that was amazing, dude.
Yeah, Corey.
And
Thanks, guys.
did I say we had bombshells or what? I mean, dude, like there was a lot of hacking going on. There was a lot of conspiracies going on, and it was entertaining. So thank you guys for sticking around to the very end. You know I love the street team, and fuck, man, it's December 30th. So I hope everybody has a safe and happy New Year. Yeah, dude. Woo! Hey everybody, and welcome to a fashionable wild ride with Steve-O. We've got Tara Yummy. She is at the forefront of digital influence. She is absolutely as hip, slick, and cool as they come, and I'll leave it up to you to decide if that was actually Scott Randolph seriously shooting his shot with her. And you can let us know how you think that went. Otherwise, I mean, just get ready because this is a fascinating episode. She's funny, she's cool, and she's great. So let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the universe, I bring to you Tara Yummy.
Hello.
Yeah, now this is pretty random. Our mutual friend, Maud's son,
Yes.
hit me up. He said, brother, I love hearing from him. It's always a good vibe. He said, bro, Tara Yummy wants to do your podcast. She's a fan. And and I ran it by the guys. And we got unanimous yeses. So we
Thank you.
absolutely, we always take a vote.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's never my fault if somebody
Right.
isn't invited. It's because we're very democratic.
Well, I'm honored that it was unanimous. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome.
Yep. And once we arrived at a yes, then Vinny says, "Oh, I'll call her."
Yeah.
And at that
You're like,
point-
yeah, right, dude.
Well, no, it wasn't. Yeah, right. It was Vinny says, "I'll call her," and I was like, "Oh,
Why?
Wait, why?
Because I don't know. I don't
know what?
I
Because we're
didn't
not
know.
sure if Vinny really knows the people he says he
Oh
knows.
no, me and Vinny go way back.
Right. I didn't know what the nature of your relationship was.
Okay.
It had just become very clear that this is a guest that we want to have.
Yes.
Like, it came from Maud's son.
Yes.
So I thought, like, maybe it's more appropriate to have Maud's son say, yeah, let's do it. But now Vinny's, and I didn't know. I thought it sounded like you might be interjecting yourself.
No.
We also
When-
had Vinny reach out to. Vinny was like, "Oh, dude, let me email Shia LaBeouf," and we're like, "Bullshit!" And then he screenshots a response from Shia LaBeouf, and we're like, he was like, "Vinny, dude, what's up? I'm not in town," but it's like, it's just
Oh,
Vinny's.
that's like Shia LaBeouf. I'm like, it's like Shia LaBeouf.
But we're just never sure about Vinny.
Well, to be fair, that was my initial reaction.
Okay.
But then Vinny characterized the nature of your relationship, how far back it goes. His first media project he was a part of was called Send It School.
Send It City.
Yeah.
Send It City.
Yeah.
And so that was going back a full 4 years ago.
2020, right?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
like right after COVID, it like chilled out a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was
I think
pretty
we had to
heavy.
like get tested to do it
Yeah.
or something like that. That was
What, like
crazy.
STD tested or LSAT exam? How do you get tested to get on a YouTube channel?
It was a COVID test.
COVID
Doc.
test.
COVID test.
Oh, I wasn't thinking COVID.
Well, I just said right after COVID.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
And you were there to witness Vinny taking an iconic brutal slam.
Yeah.
Was it skateboarding?
Yeah,
Skateboarding down a ramp, and you just face planted it.
yeah. And I was not trying to do that. I was trying to.
And not
make
a lot of people would try to do that.
it. Yeah. The only people that were trying it was Dalton Dern, and he was doing it no problem.
Oh,
Right.
Is that it on the upper
I
think
think that's it. No.
That's
Yeah.
I remember
absolutely
being
it.
like, oh my God, I thought I was going to throw up watching it.
And what was it that what was your role in?
I think I was just judging from what I remember.
Yeah, I think
and I
you were
remember
like a
not
guest
wanting to do
judge.
it.
not wanting to do it.
I remember doing it because it reminded me of Jackass. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. But I was like, it was like so hot. And
It
I'm like
was.
so not athletic.
It was up in Santa Clarita in the middle
It was
of
in
the
the middle of
hills.
nowhere.
Yeah.
I just did it. I'm so glad I did because
Yeah.
I wouldn't have met you as soon as I did.
Yeah, and so then after that, you guys
Yeah, I think
we're buddies.
Yeah, I think then you were a guest on on Zach and I's show.
Yeah.
that one day.
Oh, that was
and
so
then,
long ago.
Yeah,
Oh my
And then I
God.
think the last time we saw each other was when we did that show at Flappers.
That's not the last time we saw each other. Did you not come to? I think you came to a couple of my birthday parties after.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Did you
I
go to
did.
the last one?
Aren't you
No, I
known
did not
for
go to the
having
last one because
epic birthday parties?
I am. You are welcome to come to any of them, of course.
yeah, she's known for her like iconic parties. that
I've heard
I just
this.
haven't been going to the last two. I think
It's okay. I think you were out of town.
Well, this last one it was like a week after my ex left me, so I was just like going through some shit.
Right. Maybe we
You're
did
not
talk.
really in the party mood.
I wasn't in the party mood. At the
I could have
time.
gotten you in the party mood.
Yeah,
It would have been
probably.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do these parties take place? At your house?
No. Oh my God. I wouldn't let hooligans in my
Ever.
house like that. No. I get a different venue every time. Try and make it different. Keep people on their toes,
Yeah,
you know?
this last one was like 3 minutes from my place too.
And you didn't.
And I just
Oh,
couldn't do it.
that's
Dude,
not
I
good.
couldn't. Well, I couldn't get myself out of the house.
Am I correct that the last birthday was you turning 24?
Yes, sir.
That's so hilarious. I am more than double your age.
When
I
did
mean,
you-
you're still awesome, though.
Oh, well, thank you.
It doesn't matter. Age is just a number.
do you
that-
remember what you did for your 24th birthday?
My 24th birthday. That was when I was going to clown college, I feel like.
At 24, really?
Unless I was 23. Yeah, I don't know. I do not remember. That was not a memorable birthday. But in any case, so your primary thing is YouTube.
Yes.
You're a content creator.
Yes.
A lot of emphasis on vlogging.
Yes.
Super girly stuff.
I try. Yeah.
Yeah, like let's get ready.
Yeah. Like, let's get ready with me to go do, stupid stuff like that.
And you've been doing YouTube now for 5 years.
Yeah. Almost 5 years. Actually, I think 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
How quick was the progression from like 0 subs to let's say 250,000?
Oh, man. It took a while. I
Yeah.
think things sped up for me this year. So, because I've been working so much for it. But 250K, I don't know. But I do remember I told myself that I'd have to hit 30K on Instagram before I started YouTube. So I remember going from 100 subs to 10,000 subs pretty quickly, within a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like it's been a really slow and consistent progression, which I'm very grateful for.
Except for these last
Except
6
for these
months. like,
Sure,
it's been
yeah. I don't know
blowing
what
the fuck
happened.
up.
I don't know what happened. I think I like to think that finally my hard work crept up on me, but I think it was a bunch of TikTok audios of my voice, little moments that I said that went viral.
And tell us what you've been working on with Mod Sun.
Oh my God, I can't.
Oh, you can't.
I can't. I
Wow.
can't. I know, because I don't know, when does this come out?
We're not sure, but let's play it safe.
Okay, we'll play it safe.
And there's nothing more exciting and appealing
Okay.
than I can't tell you.
I could say a little bit just because it's you. And I'm such a fan,
Well, thank you so much.
of course. Vinny knows this.
Yeah.
Vinny's known this for 4 years. So the fact that I had to have Mod Sun,
Yeah, why didn't you just call me?
what am I going to do? I didn't think I was worthy to be on this
Oh, shut the
podcast.
fuck up.
I'm dead serious.
Tripping.
No.
You know what? We as a strategy with the podcast, we like to try to appeal to a younger audience a lot of the time. We like to try to appeal to an internet audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we could have yeah, as an example, not that I would want to throw him under the bus, but we've had big
Bleep that.
A-list movie stars really not
Who's
do
that?
well.
We just had Cheech and Chong on.
Oh, that's cool.
an
I don't
hour
know who
ago.
that was, though.
Yeah, so I don't know,
before.
we do really well, I feel like, to tap into a younger kind of internet digital audience.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
No.
Transformers?
No.
All right, well, let's
I know Megan Fox. She was in Transformers.
Yeah.
But
There
I don't
you
know
go.
this guy.
So without saying what the project is you're working on with Mod Sun, how did you come to to know him?
I came to know Modson. I've known of him, obviously. He's iconic. But he directed a music video that I did for a friend of mine, Landon Barker. I was in his music video. I played his love interest. And Mod directed it. And then me and Mod just quickly became friends. So I asked him to direct a project that I'm working on.
Is that what you were doing when I called you?
Yes,
that
we were in the
giant
middle of
camera.
filming.
And you were filming at the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
I was, yes.
And I went to the Rainbow Bar and Grill
Well,
the same.
here's what happened. We were in the car, and this is all how it came to be. We were in the car, and Maud goes, "Oh, Wee Man's in there." And I was like, "What?" Like, I literally went, like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And we're leaving, because we were on, like, a really tight schedule. And he's like, "Yeah, why don't you go say hi?" I'm like, I'm not going to say hi. What am I going to say? You would think I'm an idiot. I'd be like, "Hi." He'd be like, "I don't give a shit, actually. Get out of my way." You know what I mean? So when we get in the car, he's like, "Why don't I just text Steve-O to see if you'd do his podcast?" I'm like, "You would never do that. Like, you don't have to do that." And he's like, "No, I'll just do it." And then he texted you, and then turns out that you were also going.
Right.
It all happened so fast. And then Vinny called me.
Right, because our Jackass director, Jeff Tremaine,
Yes, I know him.
had an event at the Rainbow Bar and Grill to screen and launch his new 3-part docuseries about the debauchery of 1980s hair metal.
Yes, I know of it.
And
Has that been picked up anywhere?
sure, it actually is currently live on Paramount Plus.
Was it epic?
It's pretty badass.
Sick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're a documentary guy, so how did this fit?
I mean, how are you gonna like make a documentary about the debauchery of 80s hair metal bands and have it not be epic? Oh, it will be epic. But as epic as the deal that you're about to be offered, that I don't know, because we've never had a sponsor give an entire 50% off plus free shipping. That's what you get off your first order of Smalls cat food. 50% off plus free shipping. That's how much they believe in this product, and it's how much I believe in this product. This is cat food, but it's actual food. It goes in the refrigerator. It's protein packed. Cats love it, and if they don't love it, then they'll let you send it back and they'll refund that 50% that you paid. Man, deals don't get better than this ever. And it's coming at you, the listener of the Wild Ride. So if you have a cat, then it's time to feed it well. I mean, that's what I do with my cats. It's what you should do with your cats. So to get this deal, go to smalls.com/Stevo and use the promo code Stevo at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's smalls.com/Stevo and use the promo code Stevo at checkout. Now let's get back to it.
Yeah.
I mean, get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one thing that you and I have in common is I'm a huge Motley Crue fan.
There you go.
And I know that about you. So, of course, this I know of as well.
I'm trying to think, you being 24 years old. So you were born in the year 2000?
2000, yeah. July 2000.
That, yeah.
Yeah. What were you doing in July of 2000?
I mean, July of 2000, shoot, I was still in Florida and still working in the circus.
Cool.
Yeah, I was a circus clown.
I know.
Nice.
I know.
You describe your vlogs as you wanted to feel like you're on a FaceTime with
Yes.
your bestie.
That's what yeah. Because I remember growing up, that's what I did is I would, not that I was like lonely or anything, I had a lot of friends, but when I was bored at home and I had no one else to talk to because I grew up an only child, I'd watch YouTube videos and I'd watch YouTubers and I felt like I knew them. Not so much to stalk them and like follow them around, but it felt like I knew them. It felt like they were my friends and, you know. I liked Olga K, super small niche person. I liked O2L a lot. Yeah, Olga K. She was like, she actually, she was huge back then. I liked her. Yeah, she juggled. I remember that.
Who inspired you to start vlogging? Like what YouTuber?
Probably just, there was this like boy group called O2L, and each one of them had a date that they would post throughout the week. Mm-hmm. So
date.
A date, O2L, like
Probably
O2L.
So
Our second life it stood for.
Like they would go on a date, like.
No. Like each day of the week, it'd be assigned to a different person.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
They would go on a
It was
date.
like a group channel.
Every week they would post a date.
Yeah. They still do. Each one of them still does. Some of them still do social media, and they're my friends now. But, yeah, they really inspired me growing up, and
we came here. We're parked in the van right outside your house.
yes,
And this is a new house.
it is a new house.
And you
I just
bought
bought it. Yes.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
so
a big
much.
deal.
Thank
That's
you.
That
Thank you.
that is a massive deal. It's so
Quiet side of town.
Yeah, definitely. I grew up here. I grew up in this area. It just felt more. I just wanted to stay close to my parents, and it feels a little bit more far away from everything crazy going on because I do go out so much at night. But I think it's nice to have like a. Let's
Safe
move
haven.
30 minutes over to a quieter area.
you go out a lot.
Yeah.
And you go out with Paris Hilton.
I don't go out with her. I got invited to her parties, which is so cool because she was like my idol growing up. So just to the fact that she like will text me and be like, "Hey sis, like it'll be hot. Like come to my party." I'm like, if Paris Hilton says so, I'm gonna have to go.
What do you have her saved in your phone as?
Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton.
I don't know what else I would have her say as.
funny.
Yeah.
That's epic. She used to invite me to her parties long time ago.
And
This is when you're on your worst behavior.
This was when I was
Wait, I
on my
love
worst
that.
behavior. Yeah, back before I stopped with all the partying, and I think that she got a kick out of how I would show up and always like do some kind of crazy shenanigans, like party tricks, bar tricks, stupid stunts.
do you have any like fun stories?
Paparazzi.
Yeah, there was one birthday party that I mean, she would make a whole thing out of her birthday, but there's at a venue, and all the paparazzi were outside, and I, for her birthday party present, I brought a 6-pack of Budweiser beers. And I said, "Now, Paris, it's time for me to give you your present. Like, come, let's go do this." And we walked outside, and I smashed all the beers on my head until they broke, and beer was spraying everywhere. And I sprayed it all over the paparazzi to protect her from them.
That's so romantic and chivalrous.
I mean, it wasn't by any means romantic.
Such a gentleman.
I would take it as a romantic gesture if someone did that for me. I'd be like, "Oh my god, thank you so much."
I believe she was dating Stavros at the
Okay.
time, the Greek shipping guy.
I thought you were going to say the comedian. I was about to say.
No. No, it was a Stavros. But regardless, it was just a fight, because she was so hounded by the paparazzi
Paparazzi,
everywhere
yeah.
she went. I thought that doing this, I just thought she'd get a kick
I'm sure
out
she
of it.
appreciated it.
Yeah, it was a good laugh. I think we always had a good laugh. But yeah, give her my best.
I will.
When you see her.
I will. Oh my god, 100%. I'll be like, Steve-O says hi.
Yeah. How's it going with her? She just put out a new album.
Yeah. Bad Bitch Academy. That's the
Bad
song.
Bitch Academy, is that what it's called?
I think Bad Bitch Academy is one of the songs, and I know it's out.
Yeah, I didn't
Infinite
even know she
Icon is
made
the
music.
album.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
she looks fantastic.
Yeah. She looks like a Barbie doll in real life.
How old is she?
I'd say 43.
No, I think
Nah,
she's 39 or 40.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Hit
Good
it on the
job.
head,
on the
Scott.
nose. You know your stuff.
Wow, what can I say?
Yeah, she's...
She looks my age. Like, when I saw her, I'm like, we could be the same age.
And she how many kids?
2.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really pretty incredible the way that that she's endured decades in the spotlight, and like, can you think of anything where everybody got mad at her? Like, I can't. She's navigated, like,
How can you get mad at that? Look at her face.
yeah, like, it's just. I mean, I think if we're honest, she's navigated a party lifestyle without controversy for
Must
decades.
be nice.
I mean, did she get hated on when she did that reality show with Nicole Richie?
Yeah. I feel like she was, especially in her prime, she was like
That's hot.
she was like controversial, not in a way where like there was even a reason to hate her, but people just didn't like her because they were jealous, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
usually
player
what-
hating.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever been in like actually anything controversial. I think she's just people don't like her because she was a socialite and like cool and
beautiful. And
jealous.
they couldn't hook up with her.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. People try to player hate on you a
Yeah.
lot.
What?
Really?
Yeah, people really hate me.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of
ever
when you know.
rec-
That's when you know you're making it, though. Like when people start
Thanks.
hating it.
I don't disagree that when you've made it, you're going to get hate. But what if that hate is because you stink, because you have a terrible, filthy habit that you really need to drop? Then it's probably time to start thinking about getting yourself a fume. That's a diffusive device which flavors air and helps you kick a bad habit by replacing it with a good habit. And if you go to tryfume.com and use the promo code STEVO, then you can get a journey pack which will come with a free gift that you're gonna love. This is the way to be a happier, healthier version of yourself and not get hated on because of your nasty, filthy habit. So to get the journey pack with the free gift, one more time, you go to tryfume.com and use the promo code STEVO at checkout. And get ready for the crisp mint. That's my favorite flavor. Tryfume.com, promo code STEVO. Now let's get back to it.
I just ignore it
Yeah.
at this point. I've gotten so over it.
What does ignoring it look like? Do you go out of your way to not look at comments and stuff?
No, because I think there's a difference between reading a comment and taking it as advice or like ways to better yourself. And then there's a difference between just leaving a hate comment because you're like malicious and hateful. So like if someone's like, oh, Tara, I didn't really like when you did this, like, you know, like in this vlog, like maybe, you know, do this, I'll take it into consideration. But if someone's like, oh, that nasty ass bitch, like she's ugly and she's this and she's annoying and she's that, that's when I ignore it. You know?
Okay.
Does it
Yeah.
ever hurt your feelings?
It has, but I think not anymore.
Yeah.
I think if you asked me 2 months ago, I'd say yes.
What about in high school? I mean, people
No.
liked you in high school.
I think so. I was friends with a lot of people. I think a lot of people talk shit about me behind my back, but
That's all
never
the
to my
comment
face.
section is. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
never to my
like-
face. So
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it because like we get a shit ton of comments, and Steve doesn't look at the comments at all,
and good for you.
and I can't help myself.
You're strong.
And I always I'm sensitive, so I always get fucking bummed when I'm seeing these comments. Like,
Yeah, it'll bum you out. But you know what? One of my friends taught me. He's also on the internet. You go like this. Oh look, the off button. They don't exist.
Yeah.
And then it's just us five in a car,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I agree with you to the extent that criticism is constructive,
Yes.
that it's helpful, that it's to be considered, it's to be used in a meaningful way to improve.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I've always maintained that the comments that really bother me the most are the ones that I agree with.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
for
ooh,
sure.
they-
Yeah. Like, ooh, they got me.
It's
Yeah.
like, ooh, they got me there. Like, they're right. Like, their negative thing that they said is true.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I got to a point where, you know, having seen all of it and understood the consensus of it, you know, like, I made a pledge to work on the things that I do believe that I can work on. And, you know, it's like the Serenity Prayer, you know, like, change the things that you can, you know, and accept the things that you can't.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with that, I just had to remove myself from the, like the morbid, like awful.
Kill yourself comments. I get those.
Yeah, it just,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
gnarly.
Oh yeah.
How somebody could just say that.
I know. People don't realize the strength of their words.
Like I saw a comment that was like, Vinny, just overdose on heroin already and just get it over with. And I was just like, oh my God.
Jesus.
So heavy.
Did it hurt your feelings?
A little bit, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you can't let those ones hurt because they're in their mom's basement typing away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's so many platforms for people. It's not like there's just one thing where like you're on YouTube only. Now there's Snapchat. There's like TikTok. There's so many things where people can comment, and it's like it's inevitable.
You know what though? We had made a pact that we weren't going to address negativity anymore. So
Oh,
Yes.
not even going to talk about it.
no
That's
more.
right. Yeah.
It's over. Next topic.
Next,
Fuck that.
positivity.
Next topic. So with your relationships, you've famously dating Jake Weber,
Yeah.
and after you broke up,
Mm-hmm.
he puts out a video about buying you your dream car.
Yeah. He did.
We were trying to figure out, like, in what world does a guy buy his ex a car?
I think in the world where we're best friends and that part of our lives is over, and so far over, it's been over a year. Vinny knows Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet
Yeah,
guy.
He
Yeah.
is one pretty dude.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
he's a hot piece of ass.
Like, I mean, I don't even feel like that's insulting on any level. He
No,
has got
not at
a
all.
pretty face.
Oh yeah, gorgeous.
Look at that.
That's when I knew him.
Right,
That's
but
when we
look
first
at that
started
one with the
dating.
beanie on. Go to the right.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean,
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah.
He was there when I did that human dartboard video.
Okay.
threw
He was
darts.
also there when I met you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the reason I went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a piece of ass.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I was so lucky.
And at the time, you guys started dating years ago.
Yeah, 2019.
2019.
Yeah. So we dated for almost 4.5 years. We've been broken up for well over a year now. So yeah, I think a world where you see each other as best friends and that romantic side is kind of over. I guess that's when he was so kind and, you know,
I would
so
never
nice to
buy
a
my
new car.
best friend a new car.
Especially a G-Wagon.
Yeah, I mean, how long after the breakup did he do this?
He did this 2 months ago. So
So,
a year
wow.
after. Yeah.
Is he trying to?
No, we've both moved on.
I mean, as I understand it, you can't expect to be friends with an ex until the one who got the short end of the stick is in their next relationship.
Oh, I disagree. We made a pact that if we cared and loved about each other as much as we say we did, no matter our status of like relationship, then we would work on it right away. And that's what we did. We actually went on a cruise with a bunch of our friends because we had it planned right after we broke up, and we didn't tell anyone that we were broken up until our video came out. None of our friends knew because we wanted to prove to them that like we didn't have to, you know, they don't have to pick a side, or we could remain friends and no one would notice. So I disagree. I think it takes a special kind of person to be okay with that, and I don't expect anyone to even be friends with their ex. I think if you guys both mutually agree that you can do it, then you can do it. And if you can't, then you can't. I think it's toxic if you can't. You know what I mean? And you guys have to set a lot of boundaries and really work every day towards it. It's not as easy as we made it out to be, for sure.
That seems like I want to push back because like if you're really friends with somebody, it's organic. Like you don't need to set a lot of rules around a friendship.
No, not rules, more like boundaries. Like, how about we don't get with each other's friends after we break up type thing.
Oh yeah,
Like
of
that, like those
course.
kind of boundaries. We never had like rules. We were just kind of like, we should really work towards being friends if we really truly want to be friends. And then it happened.
fair.
We took that month and a half where no one knew, and it was organic.
Okay, so you break up. You do it masterfully, the way that you planned. Your friends didn't even notice. Did Jake just start crushing beef left and right?
Oh, like going after other girls?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was he just mowing them down?
I don't think so.
He didn't talk about it with his bestie.
With me? I don't think I think we started talking about our endeavors months after.
I hope that you were just saying that you don't like to get too personal, or that if we're making you uncomfortable.
No,
then,
that's
like,
not too personal. That's pretty public.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that we kept our love lives to ourselves for a couple months after, and now we're really cool. Now we're very open with each other, and obviously our love lives, even if we want to keep them private, sometimes end up public. So it's not like we could hide them from each other anyways.
So if you hook up with the guy and he's just gives an unbelievably embarrassing performance, and he's just got like a minuscule wiener.
Oh, I'm
like,
calling Jake.
You're calling Jake.
I'm calling Jake.
Okay.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
cut the Blue Chew ad.
Well, if Vinny says so, then so be it. We're talking about Blue Chew. It is a delicious, chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as both Viagra and Cialis, except it only costs a fraction of the price. And you can get an entire month's supply completely for free. All you pay is $5 for shipping if you go to bluechew.com and use the promo code STEVO. Perhaps you've been wondering, should I try this? Will it be a lot of fun? Will I perform at my absolute best in the bedroom? And for me, the answer to all of those questions is a resounding yes. I love Blue Chew tablets. It helps me in my relationship with my lady. It makes me perform my best in the bedroom, and I do strongly recommend it. So, one more time, to get an entire month's supply completely for free, all you pay is $5 for shipping. Get on over to bluechew.com and use the promo code STEVO at checkout. I think you're going to be very happy that you did. Now, let's ride this baby all the way home. Yeah, dude.
For sure. I mean, yeah, when you're friends with someone, you want to share everything with them. So
Right.
that means that.
What's your idea of like a perfect first date?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
What's yours?
Are you deflecting?
No.
You can't answer a question with a question.
Okay, that's fair. I was just curious. I would say anything like around a beach or like I like activities, so like a carnival, maybe like Santa Monica Pier,
Yeah.
like I like dinner on like by a pier, or like Nobu, or like like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Sunset restaurant in Malibu.
just like something with like a view. I like the beach a lot, so
Yeah.
something like that in nature, or like while doing something. That's why I think Santa Monica Pier is like perfect because it's like the roller coaster and then dinner and then
Yeah.
Not that I'm going on many dates, but yeah.
Yeah, mine would be like just Netflix at the house and chilling a little bit.
Oh, wow.
So
No,
Pound Town.
no, like if I
Mine would
really,
be Pound Town.
yeah,
I mean, I think that the honest answer for us would be that first date is coffee. That way, if it's not going well, each person has a quick, easy out. And
okay. Wonder if that's
I'm trying to think like with the first date you want to go on. I think versus
no, because we're in a special program where we have to learn how to behave with the opposite sex.
we have to have a healthy approach.
And so like there's
Okay.
rules and boundaries around that where it's like oh yeah, you're typing that. So you don't want to get caught in the trap of like texting all day every day if you just met the person, because that would be considered like unhealthy. So
Yeah, it's love bombing.
first date you would want to do like an hour long
Love
coffee
bombing.
during the day. So you get
Really?
you get to know
That's
them.
not romantic though.
I know, but then you can do like the second date. You can do something
Yeah.
at night or whatever.
I guess I think I agree with that if you guys met online.
Yeah.
But if you meet in person, you already kind of know you like each other, then I think you should do something romantic.
My lady and I, we
She's so beautiful, by the way.
well, thank you. We dated for like literally a month before we kissed.
Wow.
You got to know each other.
We
Wow.
got to know
It's
each
more
other.
special.
Yeah.
Am I just horny? I feel like I couldn't do that.
No.
I feel like
I can't do it either.
I feel like if a guy didn't kiss me after a first date, I'd be like, "You don't like me?"
Yeah.
I really think I would actually think that.
I was very transparent and candid that my history with relationships, like that I had a bad track record,
Okay.
and that I really wanted to keep guardrails in place to take a healthy approach to it.
Well, that's really nice of you.
Because having sex before you get to know somebody can get kind of tricky.
Yep.
If they're toxic and red flags and you sleep with them right away but the sex is really good, now you're in this thing
And you're
where
like,
you're
"Shit."
like, yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to try to avoid that.
Very good. Very good on you guys.
So
Me, I'm no better than any other man. I'd be like, "So you didn't like me?" Like I don't
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I think every guy listening to this is like, man, why isn't every girl like that?
Oh, that's really nice. I think I have problems, but thank you.
Yeah.
I think it should be more like what you said, where it's like you got to take things slow and get to know each other. I feel like I'd be in definitely better positions if I did that for sure.
but do you get involved in like serious like love addicted relationships?
No,
No.
I think that I've been very single. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. What was-
Yeah, no big
Yeah,
deal.
sorry.
No, I was just going to point out that Isaac has brought up what is the perfect date in Los Angeles according to ChatGPT.
Right.
And there's your boardwalk on Santa
you go.
Monica. We had hiking at Griffith Park.
Oh, I would not want to go on a hike. I'd be
No
like
way.
sweating
No
balls.
way.
Dude, the best place to take a girl on a date for me, like when I was with the last girl I was with, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna. We went. There's a place up by Deer Creek, North Malibu, above Neptune's Net, and if you go there at night, you can. It's the craziest thing. You pull over and you can literally see the Milky Way galaxy. It's like so dark, and so you see like the powdered Milky Way galaxy all over.
Lame.
When you say
Oh my god! Hold on.
hold on a second here. What's the difference between looking at the Milky Way galaxy and seeing the stars?
Type in Milky Way because you can see the clouds from like the bursted like nebula.
Yeah, but there's no way you're looking at the sky and you could tell what is the fucking Milky Way galaxy.
Right? Like when
We're
you're
in the Milky Way galaxy. You
okay. So when you're at the Radical Ranch in Tennessee and you look
So
up
is
and
this
you
what
see
you
the
see?
stars, is
see
that
watch go back. You see that. You see
Wait, that
like
look-
the clouded like burst of the nebulas. I'll show you. I'll take you on a
what
first
the
date.
fuck is a nebula?
I don't know what a nebula is, but it's like you can see the stars, and then like I took somebody there, and they had the same idea as you, and they're like, "Holy shit, that's like I've never seen that before in LA."
Wow, so you can see the stars better in LA than at the Radical Ranch in
100%.
Tennessee?
No
100%.
way.
I swear to God.
Can you send me a pinned drop?
I'll
after
send
this?
you a pin drop.
I'll go check it out.
I'll tell you how to get there,
Okay. I'm close.
or I'll take you.
Oh,
Are
okay.
you free tonight at 8 o'clock?
I am.
Take it up to the Coast Highway. You know Neptune's Net?
Yeah, of course.
Go past there.
Okay.
You're going to go past like a mile. Type in Deer Creek, Pacific Coast Highway. You had it.
All right, I mean...
No, hold on, Steve. Just type in PCH, fucking spelling bee contest 19. Okay, right there.
This is like when we went up to that dog training place, right? Like up that place.
Instead of going right, you make a U-turn, park.
All right.
And then
I'm going to go there tonight.
go there tonight, and you'll literally see the Milky Way galaxy.
I'll go.
There's the spot. And why blow up my spot? Because we both got hot. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
They're right there.
Okay.
What do you consider to be the greatest television programming? Like, I'll go first. Did you see Don't Fuck with Cats?
Yes.
Is that
Is
not
the
like...
guy who murdered all the people? That's that one, right?
Yep. I like that is
Yeah.
so goddamn good. And you know what? Like, I'm going to go ahead and say that last night I watched a 2-part thing on Netflix called Into the Fire, The Lost Daughter. It was absolutely fantastic.
What was it about?
The lost daughter.
Okay.
Into the,
Yeah, what was it about?
It's okay. There's a woman. She starts it out. She's like essentially the main character. She says, "I got pregnant a long time ago, and I was in a bad spot, and I was told that if I give my baby up for adoption, that it'll have the best life if it's given up for adoption right away. I just didn't have it better. I was convinced I regret it, but I gave up my daughter for adoption. Then, like 20 years later, she gets like a letter saying, "Hey, like your daughter went missing, and like we just want like your DNA to try to like see if we can find her," something like that. She's like, "Wait, what?" So now she gets into it. She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna figure out what happened. Like, I'm gonna try and find my daughter." And she learns all about like the people who adopted her daughter, and she like follows all of the trails and all of this. And like, while you're watching it, you think like, man, this lady's she's on one. She's kind of crossing the lines. She's really like bull in a china shop, like kind of like not going about things the right way. But what ends up happening is that simply because she goes so overboard and so badly crosses every line of what's appropriate. Like, she just creates enough of a chaotic shitstorm that, like, in the shitstorm, like, it shakes up the tree enough, and then, like, the truth falls out of the tree. It's like,
He has not shut up about this show all day.
Then we have to watch it.
it's
I mean, we could have just read the synopsis and it would have been a lot quicker.
I was careful to explain it in a way that wouldn't
Doesn't
give
give
away.
Yeah, because I'm going to check it out for sure.
Dude, it really dramatically under promised and over delivered.
Oh, we have to watch it then.
Yeah, I'm a big true crime guy.
Me too.
Yeah, there you go. So
too.
what are your favorite true crime YouTube channels?
Ooh, Bailey Syrian. I think that's her
Oh, I
name.
don't even-
She does makeup and talks about it at the same time.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a
Syrian.
new
I think it's
genre.
with an S. Yeah, Bailey Syrian. Yeah. She's been doing it a long time. I like the way she does things.
She's probably
Wow,
the
so
hottest
she
girl I've
does-
ever seen in my life.
She does makeup.
She does
and
makeup while talking about,
cases,
yes.
murders.
Yep. She has 7 million subscribers.
She's like a female Mr. Ballin.
That's pretty hilarious.
I think she's awesome.
Give me some other examples of great things that you've watched. Like, I'm looking for suggestions.
Oh, God. I feel like off the top of my head, maybe just because I'm here, is just Jackass. Like, I think it's just like the coolest thing ever, and I grew up on it. But,
Sasquatch stories. You
what?
should get into Sasquatch stories, dude.
What do you mean? Is it right there? Is that what you're saying?
no,
Matt?
no.
Oh, you're saying it off the top of your head?
Yeah, Sasquatch.
Sasquatch?
It's a
See,
great-
stuff like that freaks me out. I don't like stuff like that. Like Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I don't like it because nature kind of freaks me out already.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, because I grew up in, like, city vibes, so I feel like I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But true crime I can do.
Yeah, true crime
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah.
Tell me what, do you have a vision, a roadmap for, like, where you want your career to go and what ultimately you want to be up to?
You know, never. I think I just kind of let fate do its thing, and I work towards doing better every day on YouTube, and I think that's what helps me continue to grow every day. I would love reality TV. I've always loved reality TV growing up, but I don't think I have like a particular goal. I think it's just to keep doing what I'm doing. As long as I'm making one person smile a day, that's all that matters to me.
So you don't have like a strategy or a
No,
game plan or
no. Every week I come up with a new idea, and it's that week usually, except for like October. I think of Halloween ideas, but other than that, it's pretty
wow.
whatever that week is. I post every Monday, and I think of it the week before.
What about, like, merchandising? Is that something that you're doing with the... Yeah?
Yeah.
And you're already selling merch?
Yeah, and yeah, that's something I'm definitely doing.
Based on the way that you're smiling in response to that, I'm guessing that your merchandising operation is going very well.
I'm about to expand it a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And how do you...
This is really old. This is not me.
Okay.
This is not me.
How do you fulfill your orders?
I think I go through a company. I have my management do a lot of it, and it was really simple. I just did I Heart Tara Yummy because I thought it was funny, like I Heart New York. So it was pretty basic, but I guess I will say that the way I got reached out to you is a commercial I'm doing for my merch.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. So it's about to get expanded and get put into certain stores. I'm not allowed to talk about it yet.
Wow.
I'm not allowed to talk about it yet, so that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't
cool.
know who's doing it yet.
That's unbelievably
yeah.
cool.
Thank you so much.
Now, tell us about how you got in with your management.
Oh my God, it's a hilarious story. I was 19 years old at Playlist Live, and oh yeah, that's my merch. Those are my stickers I sell. I was at Playlist Live, which is kind of like a YouTube event, like a YouTube social media thing. And I have talked about this very briefly, but I guess where else am I going to talk about it but here? I got arrested for
Wow.
underage drinking. No one really knows. I didn't get like booked or anything, but I was like zip tied. And long story
Were you
short,
really, really moons over my hammered?
I was pretty fucked up. I was 19 in
Right.
Florida drinking,
Yeah.
and some bald ass cop came up to me and asked me for an ID, and I was like, I have a lawyer. My cousin's a lawyer, and he asked for my ID. I gave him a fake one, and he put me in some zip ties. And then he told me to wait right there, and that was his mistake, and I didn't wait right there. And then I ended up running into Jenna Wolf, who has been my manager since then.
Jenna Wolf.
Oh, Jenna's your manager. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jenna's been my no. I don't think you can find her online really. But that's how you spell her name. Maybe look up Jenna Wolf, WAV. We are verified.
Okay.
There you go. No.
Do you do your own editing for your vlogs?
That's her, the first one. I used to, but then I don't anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I
makes
send it to an editor. Sometimes it's happened where I've like cut up my own stuff, but I haven't done that in a long time, and then I send it over.
So We Are Verified is like a management agency?
Yeah. Yeah. They do other creators, but she is one of my best friends in the world now, and she found me and she was like, "Do you have management?" And I'm like, zip tied. I'm like, "No."
So she brings you all kinds of deals and stuff?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's all she does. She has been like, aside from like my real assistant, she has been like my assistant and everything since like I started really. Like I met her a year into doing YouTube, and she has been the reason I am honestly sane, for sure.
Okay.
She's more than just a manager to me. She's one of my best friends. She goes with me everywhere. I joke all the time. I'm like, "You're my chaperone." Like she chaperones me because I get into all kinds of.
And does she represent a lot of people?
No, I think she's made her roster smaller just to focus on me and one of my friends who she also manages. But I think just a handful, not too many, just so she can focus on
Right, okay.
me, which is very nice.
And so she's involved in like the entire picture of your
She
career.
really is, yeah. And she doesn't have to be by any means. She could just sit there and do my emails and get my brand deals and tell me what to do and when to do it. But she really she even came with me to the last video I did, and she stood behind a camera when I could have gotten a camera person to do it. She was like, "I volunteer." And it was hard, man. We went and like looked for venomous snakes in a swamp. And she sat there and was brave and did it. So she doesn't have to, and she does.
What does a trapped in a car episode look like? Or, like what does it entail?
Oh, I'm sorry. My phone. That's so rude of me. Oh, it's Jake. He said, "Have fun."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Tell
Yeah.
him he is a piece of ass.
I will. I'll say you said so.
A real gorgeous
I'll
piece
say you
of
said
ass.
so. Okay, so I kind of just like talking. I'm a big talker. Kind of like this. I just let one of my friends or another creator come in the car with me, and all we do is talk. There's no structure, like you said. There's no questions. I
Wing
never
it.
liked interview style. It felt very invasive. What we do is I kind of just talk to them how I would if we were just hanging out. And I usually just get a drink, whether it's a coffee or a soda, their favorite drink, and we just sit there and talk for 20 minutes. That's literally it. There's nothing more to it. And I think that's what's so special about it, because it's just me and one other person just talking with a camera.
And are you guys mic'd up? Or?
No, literally a camera and me
Wow.
and them.
One angle.
One angle. It's
And
just
you're
20 minutes of it. Yep, we're parked.
Unbelievable.
It's just the stupidest, most simple thing
And
ever.
look at that, at 1.4 million views.
I know, it's crazy.
And then fucking Penguin 0Z,
yeah.
like he's talking into a webcam. Like it's like one camera. He's just
No
sitting there
cuts.
talking to a webcam. No cuts, no heavy editing,
Yeah.
and like he crushing.
I know him. Yeah.
Crushing it.
It's just crazy. It's crazy that some things work out and some things don't.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I
One
pour
day,
over
2 million.
every single frame. I agonize over every single frame and editing. And
Well, I think that's important too. I don't think there's one way or the other. I think they're both, correct.
Yeah, but
It just-
one way's better on your heart than the others.
And one way is better on your mental health than the other.
there's other things I do that with, like my vlogs. But stuck in a car with, I try and just take it easy, and it's an excuse for me to hang out with a friend.
Yeah. Well, how do you? I mean, you send it to an editor, they send it back, and then are you watching the whole thing and cut this out?
So yeah, so what I do is I like to say I do have part of my part in editing
Yeah.
for sure. Like especially my last video was so special to me for some reason. I really, really, really
the
like.
venomous snake ones.
Yeah, because it was such a big adventure for me, and
Who's the biggest celebrity to slide into your DMs?
Ooh, good question.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, there's no good way to.
We can
answer that.
bleep it.
I can't believe it.
There have been like pretty amazingly famous
I
celebrities.
think. Yeah, I don't. I
Yeah, you
that's
wanna
why.
blow.
I don't respond, but
That-
I just think it's kind of terrible because some of them are married, and I'm like, that's why I just don't want to get. I just don't respond. I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good on you for not naming anybody. I
Thank
think
you.
that,
I try. I'm not someone. I just don't name drop. But yeah. So sorry, the editing question.
Oh yeah. The
I'm
editing
sorry,
question.
we got sidetracked. But sometimes they'll like send me a cut up version, and I'm like, okay, zoom in here, add this music, write a caption there. So I do
Give
take part
notes.
of it for sure. I would say I give notes for a lot of them. This one, I really, really did a lot. I think I edited, and then he physically edited for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think the videos I care more about, I edit more because I'm passionate about them. But my regular vlogs, yeah, I just give notes, and he usually does it all. So
Catching Snakes with Rob. That's like a title that.
it's so simple.
I'm so jealous because I'll agonize over like what's the title that's going to be compelling and get views. And
on 3 different group chats
Well, if you ever
that
need my
I'm a
help,
part of each one. So like I'll wake up and it's like 712 text messages from Steve.
I think it's so important to care that much. It's not that I didn't care. It's just that's what it was.
Right.
We went and caught snakes. I was gonna be like catching venomous snakes in Florence, Alabama, with Love Island star Rob Roush.
In parentheses, almost got bit.
I did. If you click it, the first clip is. If you literally click it, the first clip is it kind of snapping at me.
Yeah.
and they were legitimately wild snakes.
Legitimately wild since you see it happen. Yeah, I would never fake anything, and I don't think he would either.
I mean, back in
takes
the
pride.
day. Back in the day, they used to have all of these nature shows like Jeff Corwin, Steve Irwin, like,
And they were
you know,
planted.
they would.
Is that so? I didn't know that.
They would definitely bring like whatever the animal was,
Mm-hmm.
and then set it up so that they find it.
No, this
Steve
was
Irwin did
genuine.
that?
I'm guessing Steve Irwin probably did that. I mean, I don't
He
know.
would never do that to us. Steve.
I don't know. I can tell you that the Wild Boys did that.
I will say I don't think I have enough production value to be doing that. It was my manager filming and me and Rob looking
Yeah.
for snakes. That's all it was. And his friend Noah who helped.
Yeah. You said that your manager,
Mm-hmm. Jenna.
Jenna,
Yeah.
brings you brand deals.
Yes, she does.
And what have some of the brand deals look like? Are they YouTube integration?
They're YouTube integrations, and I don't ever do them unless I've tried the products.
There you
Really,
go,
it's not my
yeah.
thing. I'm not here to endorse things for money, just to do it. I've done like food stuff, and I actually have used like the food stuff. I forgot what it was called, like the meal prep stuff, and I've done
Factor.
or something like that. I think it was something
Fresh.
else.
Something.
Fresh, yeah.
Fresh. Yeah.
Hello Fresh.
Oh yeah, HelloFresh. I've done those, and I actually used them for the amount of time that I was doing that. Or like I think I'm about to do a liquid IV. I use liquid IV all the time, so it's like it's stuff I actually do or
Yeah.
use. I would never endorse something that's like
We, of course, have sponsors of the Wild Ride
course.
podcast, and there's so many of them that I'm just deeply in love with.
like
Deeply
what?
in love with. I love my Whoop band. This is a fitness tracking device. I love my bidet from Hello Tushy.
I love a bidet.
The best
wow.
invention
The best.
since sliced bread.
Especially the Tushy Ace.
Oh
I
my
mean, this
God.
thing, like the Tushy Ace, has a remote control. You control the temperature of the
Is it
seat.
heated?
You control the heated seat, heated water. You control the temperature of the water. It air dries your butthole after, like, it literally air dries your butthole after you pressure clean it with refreshing warm water.
Right.
Stop, Steve. You're making me horny.
A clean butthole is important, man.
The butthole.
I mean,
is
dude,
the key to life.
a bidet, and man, like, I'm gonna be racing to the bidet very shortly after this. I'll tell you the truth. I told these guys before we started, like, man, I'm gonna have to take a dump really soon, and
It's brewing?
like I said, do you think it'd be messed up if I rang Tara's doorbell and said, hey, I gotta take a dump? Can I go?
No, I'd be honored. I'd be so honored.
Yeah. Well,
And I would go, and my friends came over, I'd be like, yeah, Steve-O's shit there. Just saying.
yeah. I mean, I don't even. I might be blushing a little bit, but
If you need to go, man.
no, I'm gonna do it at Vinny's house.
Okay, you can,
He's
you
got
can
a
use their
bidet.
bathroom. I have a bidet too.
Oh, you do? What kind of bidet do you have?
I guess I should have the Hello Tushy.
Yeah, the Tushy Ace.
Oh, sorry, the
is,
Tushy
is,
Ace.
is unbelievable.
I love a heated toilet seat. I really do. I remember in Hawaii, they had one at my hotel, and it helped me go. It really did.
Yeah.
It warmed everything up. Got it going.
I'll tell a secret. I start the bidet running with the water blasting before I even poop.
Oh, I do that all the
what?
time.
Oh, yeah.
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 How does that?
Because
It warms you up and it gets you going.
Yeah.
What, the water's shooting up your butthole before the poop's coming out of your
Yeah,
butthole?
because
Yeah.
it's like a douche. It's like loosening things.
You're a dude.
It's like loosening things up there.
Yeah.
and it makes
Yeah.
it easier.
Maybe you guys just need more fiber. Maybe.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, they just
Yeah.
ate Taco Bell before this. I mean,
I know.
that could be a
That'll do
problem.
it. That'll do it.
Yeah. Gosh, dang darn it. Hey, Vinny, what does it say on the thing?
53.
53.
Yeah.
All right, sick. Is there any other area that we can be nosy and pry into your affairs?
I don't know, Vinny. I feel like Vinny knows me. Is there? I don't know.
Are you still doing the live shows?
Oh, my
yes,
my
stand-up
stand-up.
comedy.
Yeah.
I haven't done stand-up in a while, and that's where I'll do that. I feel like it was excruciating to do because I feel like as a woman too, it's a little bit harder, and people almost want to go and not laugh at you because it's like, well, let's see how funny she really is, you know?
Yeah, but I
type
feel
thing.
like your fan base is so loyal. When we did that Flappers show, they were like,
That was my first ever comedy show ever. So
Really?
thank you.
Oh, can I point out that I'm blown away by the fact that on your Instagram with 2.8 million followers, that you've got posts with over 1 million likes.
Thank you.
That level of engagement has got to be unheard of.
Thank you so much. I got, like, we were talking about the hate. The love always outweighs the hate with me, and yeah, so.
See, look at that. 1 minute. Go up right there. 1 million.
To be fair, that was my birthday picture, I think. But
But still,
thank you.
I mean, this engagement is ridiculous.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been doing it for so long that to see it pay off, really, I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, finally.
That's so funny. When the 24-year-old saying, I've just been doing it for so long.
Well, I mean, I've been doing it since right out of high school, kind of, pretty
Right,
much.
right.
So it's like kind of a long time.
For sure.
For me.
I get it. Everything's relative.
Yes.
since
Yeah.
within these last 6 months where things have really been taking off, has there been a highlight that has happened to you? I know that you met Sal, and that was a
Sal
big thing.
Volcano, yeah.
Is it Volcano or is it Volcano?
It's
Is it
Volcano.
Volcano? I said
Volcano,
Volcano.
yeah,
Maybe it's
yeah.
my Valley
think-
Girl accent.
Yeah.
That was a highlight. This is a highlight for me. I'm trying to keep calm. I've learned because
Yeah.
I've been embarrassed pretty heavily.
I think that Sal's just a great dude.
Oh yeah, he's a sweetheart.
He's very
a
nice.
sweetheart. I think
Meeting Paris Hilton and her just befriending me so quickly.
Is
and
that her pouring drinks in your mouth? Or who's that blonde on the left?
Tana Mojo. She's also a creator.
Mojo.
What were you saying, Vinny? I'm so sorry.
What was I
Well,
saying?
I don't know. Was someone saying something?
Vinny was asking about a moment that
Oh,
related
The
to
live
that.
shows. Yeah.
Obviously, meeting Paris and her befriending
Oh,
me
yeah.
so quickly and just giving me so much advice and just being so kind. She didn't have to. She could have just met me to be like, I met Tara. She met her idol. Meeting Sal, meeting Joe Gatto. He called me on the phone last night randomly. He's like, I feel like I can call you. I'm like, yeah, of course you can call me. Just like meeting all these people that for so long I watched and looked up to and thought they'd never know who I am, for them to be like, getting 1 million likes is cool. I'm like, oh, thank you. You're so cool.
It's outrageous.
Just like people that I've watched for so long and looked up to, like saying I'm cool. I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? That has been a highlight. And just honestly knowing I do that for other people, do what what I see, what I'm dealing with right now to other people, that alone is a highlight for me.
Yeah, and I dare say that this unbelievably rabid, loyal, engaged fan base that you have, I'm counting on them to really get behind this episode of the Wild Ride podcast.
I think they will. I really do. Yeah, I think I've been pretty open about liking Jackass a lot. I did a video with Poopies years ago.
Wow.
Years ago, I did a video with Poopies right after that Jackass came out. So I think so.
Poopies is a sweetheart. I talked to him a couple days ago. He's moved to Austin, Texas,
Wow.
Oh, really?
With
Yeah.
his girl?
with his girl.
Did he propose to her? Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Proposed to her ages ago, bub.
What year do you think is important? Like, what year do you guys think is appropriate to get married? Do you think there's a time for things, or do you think that?
Don't ask me.
What depends? Do you want kids?
No, I mean, when people ask me that, I always say no. I'm like, no, I don't like kids, and I can't see myself having kids. And then I'll like someone. I'm like, I could see myself having kids with you. So I don't know. I say no.
I think it depends on the person you meet.
Yeah, I think so too. I usually say no, but I just don't think I'm gonna be a good mom. So
You don't think you're going to be a good mom?
I don't know. I hope maybe one day I will be if I am, but I don't know. I just never really liked kids. Maybe if they're my own, it'd be different.
I think that everybody's different, and that you want to establish stability. You know, before you can go and guess what the rest of your life looks like. Heaven forbid, commit to it.
Yeah,
You want to have a pretty solid track record
got it.
for being on a track that makes sense.
Like financially as well?
Financially.
Emotionally,
Spiritually, everything.
spiritually. Yeah, that's true. I mean, what's more important to you? Like, your career's pretty important to you right now.
Yeah,
So focus
I think
on
it's always
that.
been. Even as a kid, when I was like, I remember growing up, I never played like mommy or like family. I always played like
Vlogger.
ruling the world.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, I wanted to like own a business and do YouTube videos since I was a kid.
Well, keep doing what makes you happy. And if somebody comes along where you
Thanks.
make you want to have kids, have kids. If you don't.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything.
I don't know. I'm just taking advice from you guys. I feel like you guys are older and wiser than me.
What's your
That kind of advice
ideal
for me.
like dating age? Like what age of men do you normally date?
I always say 3 years younger, 3 years older for me. But like I said, like I think age is a number. I think some people are more mature than others, and some people are more immature.
What's the oldest you've dated?
There's actually a calculator for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What it is age, and it works for everything except the age 18. Say for a guy, like half of your age plus 7 years.
Is the lowest you can go.
That within
Half of your age. So let's say someone's 30. Half their age is 15 plus 7 years is
22.
okay.
If they go any younger than
Yeah.
that, it's age inappropriate.
yeah, age inappropriate. Half of
Okay.
your age plus 7, and that's so. Yeah, what did you just said? 30.
Yeah. I said 3 years older, 3 years younger for me.
So I think
Right.
age appropriate for you would be dating somebody that's
It's
like
gotta be a slide.
36.
It's got to be a sliding scale though. So
The oldest you can go is 36 because half of their age.
I would never go 36, I think. I think the oldest would be like 31, 32.
the so yeah, to flip that on its head, you would say you're half of your age plus 7. So subtract 7 from your age, which makes
Double it.
17 times 2
34.
is 34.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think I'd go older than 32 or 33.
So it's 34. So it
Yeah.
works. This calculator always works.
Interesting.
Except for if somebody's
Wish I would've known
18,
that.
half of 18 plus 7 gives you an 18-year-old dating a 16-year-old, which is not
How
not
old are you,
okay.
Vinny?
But
I'll be
after
37
that,
next month.
And then, so 36, 18, 20. So how old was your ex-wife?
24.
And yeah.
so that works.
No, I don't think
Oh,
it
it
works.
doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. Clearly.
Listen,
Do you have any hot chicks that you can hook Vinny
so
up
many. So they'd be so lucky. So
Thanks, Tara.
hit me up. I'll help you.
Yeah.
Vinny has girls freak out over how beautiful his eyes are.
Yeah, he has beautiful eyes.
with? And you've even recognized him without the beard.
Sorry?
He had a beard when you met him,
There's still a beard.
I mean,
but it was like down to here.
It's cleaned up.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
didn't even
You know what,
notice.
Nat?
Whoa.
I was talking
dude.
shit on your beard before. Now
I
at
think-
this length, I think this is best.
This is it.
I think this
think he
looks
looks
great.
handsome.
Yeah, this
I
is
think
it,
it looks
yeah.
super cute.
yeah.
And
What's
his-
your type?
What's my type?
Yeah, what's your type?
He likes them
physically?
hot.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, like physically, what's your type?
physically-
I mean, not to be shallow,
Yeah,
but everyone
no,
has a physical type.
Below 5'4", petite, black hair. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow, that got awkward.
I know. Well, she asked me what my type was. What am I gonna lie? When she asked me, I was like, "Oh boy, this is gonna fucking." This is gonna... But that's my type, dude.
I mean, hey.
I'm crying. That was really funny. I wasn't gonna say anything.
I know.
I was gonna let it go blow over.
Dude, as soon as you asked me, I was like, "Oh God, here we go." And
It's okay.
Yeah.
What's your type?
I like. I think they call them pogs.
Excuse me?
You know what a pog is?
No.
Scott likes
It's a fat ass white girl.
Okay.
That's the joke.
Scott-
I like all different types, but I like them curvy, voluptuous.
Okay. Nice.
and he you like a Latina.
That's my brother.
Okay.
I'll date any race. That doesn't matter, but I like them thick.
Got it. Okay, cool.
All right.
What's your type?
I
Lex.
mean, yeah, I got my girl.
Yeah.
You got the perfect woman.
Yep.
Aw.
We've been together almost 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw her in person one time and she's so
Oh
pretty.
yeah, where'd you see her?
Your show.
Wow, my show.
We have a picture together.
Wow,
it the LA
Vinny got me
show?
backstage.
oh cool.
Did I?
Yeah. You got me back there.
What show?
I don't remember that at all.
Here.
LA Live.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, maybe. My hair was like really short, so 2 years ago.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah.
It was like a month or two after I filmed with Poopies, so it was like that timeline. So I don't know when it would have been, but I remember I went with my ex. I went with Jake, and I still have my little like
lanyard.
yeah, and I was like literally the front person right in the middle, like literally like we were across each other. And when you came on stage, Jake will never let me live it down to this day. He's like, he looked at me, he's like, I'm gonna make you get up and leave, because I started crying. I don't know why. Something about anything live. I could go to a baseball game, I can go to a basketball game. Anything about something live makes me sob. I'm just so emotional when someone's like live doing what they love. And I just started going like I started crying, and he's like, you're embarrassing me. Like there's people here we know, like Vinny, or like I was just like humiliated. But I started
Was
crying.
that the show that Rachel Wolfson,
Yes.
the girl in Jacket, she opened?
Yeah, that was the one.
And I think that
I think Tremaine was in the crowd.
Tremaine,
and
Yeah.
Spike.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
I remember feeling good about that show.
It was a great show.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Corey Feldman been back?
Corey
And-
Feldman
yeah,
was
yeah.
absolutely there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I sobbed, I remember. And he was like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I don't know.
So you don't want to do stand up anymore?
I'll never say never. I'll never say never to having kids. I'll never say never to, being in another relationship publicly. I'll never say never to doing stand up, because I don't think limiting yourself is the correct thing to do.
How many times did you try it?
I went on a tour.
A whole tour? Okay, there you go.
And that Flappers was your first show. That's
Flappers was my first show. I waited a year and then I went on a tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went on a tour. It didn't do terrible. I just think that, first of all, I don't really like traveling that much. I like traveling for like videos, but to travel for like a tour, it exhausted me.
If you made $100 million, what cause would you donate to?
Probably like hunger in children, or like homelessness.
That's very worthy.
Yeah.
If I had $100 million, I had somebody close to me, women that are losing their hair, because that's like their hair is like the special thing to them.
Yeah.
And like I felt their pain because they're always covered up, and I saw them like crying like hysterically because they're going bald, and I was like, oh my God, if I ever made, I would try to end that problem of
Yeah.
women losing their hair.
Yeah.
Oof. Well, on that sweet note,
That was very sweet.
What happened? I just blacked out. I don't know.
on that sweet note, I want to give a big shout out to Maud's son for
Yes.
making this happen.
Thank you, Maud.
I want to thank you. Like, is there anything that our feeble little show can do to direct attention anywhere?
Like to me? Direct attention to me?
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
You want to promote anything?
Sure. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos every Monday. I do little vlogs. And keep watching Steve-O.
wow, that's something I really, really appreciate. I think
course.
that I think that in the grand scheme of things, that
that's nice.
you are breathing life into our whole thing, and I'm profoundly grateful for that.
Don't say that to me.
It's been
No, I won't accept that. Don't say that to me. I have a literal skateboard with your signature on it, so you don't need to say that to me.
All right. Well,
Thank you, but
I appreciate
keep
it.
watching, guys. This guy's a legend,
Well, thank you.
of course.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Sweet.
Yeah, dude. We'll see how that one goes. That was us trying something new. And, you know, I think that we might have appealed to a younger audience than usual. Who knows? Either way, we had a blast speaking with Tara. Scott Randolph. I mean, I don't even know what that was. But I do know that I've got a gorgeous little puppy on my lap, and her name is Moon Pie. And I also know that I'm on my bus on my Super Dummy tour, and the show's really, really damn good. So I hope you get to come see it, and I hope you know how much I love you, my wonderful street team, for sticking around to the end of the episode. Thank you. Yeah, dude.